Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 6th PowerBoy Summit. Woo! I hope you all are excited and ecstatic as I am. It is such an amazing day, and I'm so excited for you all to be graced with these amazing speakers this morning, you all. Please go ahead in the comment section. Let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. Please go ahead and like and go ahead and share this video because we have some amazing speakers with some amazing messages that's coming to the amazing screen. I know you cannot wait because I can't wait either. My name is Precious Simone, and I will be your host today. And I'm so excited again for you to be here and tune in with us. Thank you all so much for your support of Les Brown and this amazing program. Well, without further ado, I want to bring to the screen the amazing, the top wealth and mindset coach, the amazing mentor. We call him the connector. He connects you to the right opportunity with the right people so that you can tap into your greatness and make your dreams a reality. I want to invite to the screen Mr. John Tellerico.
Good morning, Precious. Good morning. Thank you, Precious, for that great introduction. I am super excited. This is, as Precious said, our 6th Power Voice Summit. And we have 22 students today who have been voice activated by the legendary, the one and only, the world's greatest motivational speaker on the planet, Mr. Les Brown. My name is John Tellerico, and I am the co-creator of the Power Voice Training Academy. And today I want you to listen to these powerful and impactful stories from these individuals who want to share their experience, strength, and hope for a better tomorrow. These voices are your voices, and it's now more important than ever that the world hears you. For us to create change, we have to change, and we must go from hoping and wishing to knowing that we make a difference, knowing that we have a million in you and more, and that not only is it possible, but it's necessary for you to take action and use your voice to change the world. I want to thank our amazing team. Precious, thank you for your time today. Fernanda, Dolly, everyone behind the scenes that helps make Power Voice the huge success that it is. And also the woman who has put this together behind the scenes. Without her, we would not be here today. Winnie Shivers, her, Crystal, her whole team, for all that you do. Winnie, thank you so much. And now, my better half. And this is a man who became voice activated because somebody believed in him. And he believes in all of you. He has changed and impacted so many lives around the world, millions of lives. A man who has given people hope and touched our hearts. The one and only, Mr. Les Brown.
Thank you very much, John. You're going to have to put a ring on it. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today. This is the time where we have to begin to use our voices to bring about national and global change, but also, most importantly, becoming focused on how we can take care of ourselves as the messengers, and then focusing on the kind of message that we deliver that can empower people, that can alleviate loneliness and stress and people feeling powerless, and begin to motivate and inspire our youth. This is an incredible time. Your voice matters. All of us have a voice that I call the power voice, but you have to be willing to do what these individuals did. That is, focus and then put in the effort and the time to access and to develop your power voice and learn how to use it strategically in your presentation skills to make an impact, to advance a cause that you believe in, to promote your knowledge, your skills, the gifts that you have, and to increase your cash flow too, honey. Yes. So I want to thank Winnie and all the crew and Precious baby. She's getting married, honey. She got a ring on it. Yes, she does. And Fernandez, it's going to be an incredible day today. So get ready and watch and tune into this and listen deeply, because what you listen to, you turn into. And the overriding message is you have something special. You have greatness in you. Precious, take it, baby.
What you listen to, you turn into. That is the message for the day. You all write that in the comment section. What you listen to, you turn into. So I hope you are tuned in today because we have a lot of great messages for you to tune into. So let's go ahead and get started. Are you all ready for our first speaker? I want you to put in the comment section, ready. All right. Our first speaker, Ashley Snowball, also known as the MC Effect. She's a psyche resilience specialist and co-founder of Born Legacy Incorporated. She inspires others to live their greatest version of themselves through her own evolution of living into her greatest version. You all come on and give it up for Ashley Snowball.
Hello. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here, showing up. It wouldn't be the same without you all. So when the man I loved asked me to be a stripper, my whole world spiraled down. 18 years old, I believe men only wanted me for sex, and it was stamp of confirmation when he asked me that very question. Mr. Les Brown states, don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. But in that moment, I did. 18 years old, needing money and a home, paired with a deep-rooted belief that I wasn't valuable enough for more. I called up a pimp I had no attachment to, left town and became an escort. Little did I know, my outer world was a reflection of my inner world. Have you ever let somebody else's opinion of you tear you down, stop you from pursuing something, or shape how you saw yourself? I know I did. What have you not done in life because of someone else's judgment? Because you believed you weren't worthy or capable? Begin recognizing the beliefs you have about yourself and see if you can realize how much they've shaped your life. My beliefs were so embedded I wasn't even aware of them. But I'd finally had enough, left the game low score, covered up my tracks, disappeared no more. I had to start from scratch, nothing to show for, just the blood, sweat, and tears my mind was to store. When looking in the mirror, all I saw was a whore. I had no idea what was on the other side of me leaving, but I wasn't willing to suffer any longer. I wasn't willing to wake up and hate who I'd become and the life that I was living anymore. I knew I had to take a chance. No matter the pain, no matter the setbacks, no matter the fear, I felt the fear and I did it anyway. Drop that in the chat. Feel the fear and do it anyway. You are greater than your circumstances. You are greater than who you've become. Remind yourself that as often as you can. You have to believe in yourself and trust. Know that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. After laying in my bed for 2 days and feeling sorry for myself, I eventually put myself together. I bigged myself up in the mirror, went out and landed 2 jobs and never looked back. Although I left the game, my internal world remained the same. So shortly after, I met a man I spent the next 2.5 years with. We partied, we traveled, danced, and explored. But eventually, our toxic patterns took control. My jealousy and self-conscious tendencies mixed with his lying and self-driven behavior caused explosions that couldn't be cleaned up. Even though I changed my environment and wasn't an escort anymore, I was still lost inside. I still doubted my capabilities. I was still the same self-conscious person. The problem didn't go away. I just attracted another opportunity or another environment that produced similar results. The great Albert Einstein says we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. If you want different results, you have to be willing to change your thinking. You have to be willing to evaluate the root cause. Otherwise, you'll end up in a different job or with a different person stuck in a similar situation. If you remove the weed but forget the root, soon enough the weeds will surface again. March 7, 2016, I chose to turn lemons into lemonade. Mr. Brown always says, if you fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Unfortunately, I didn't fall on my back. I was building a 2-story office in a warehouse when I fell through the floor. March 7, 2016 marked the day of a great roar. I lay there motionless on my stomach as a pool of blood flooded my core. When you're out of alignment, life will shake you to your core. Quite literally, in my case, as I had broken my pelvis. 2.5 months to go in the hospital, surrounded by miserable people. I decided that was not gonna be me. This was my second chance. I knew if I didn't hear God now, I didn't want to see what was next. Mr. Brown also says, accept responsibility for your life. Know that it is you who will get you where you want to go, no one else. I rehabilitated my body greater than ever before, but I knew that it was my mind and my heart that needed healing more. I began changing the projection I was reflecting. See, it wasn't the pimp nor my ex that were the problem. They were just the manifested form of the deeply rooted beliefs I carried about myself. That I wasn't valuable enough to be loved. That I wasn't smart enough or capable of achieving anything more. That if I got too close to anyone, they would hurt me or leave me for someone else. And all of these accumulated made the perfect concoction to attract an opportunist, an inconsiderate, aggressive, and self-driven man. Life is a reflection of your deepest beliefs. Until you change the inadequate image in which you see yourself in the world, you will continue to be disappointed by the results you're getting or lack thereof. Are you going to wait until life shakes you? Or are you going to do something about it now? If you're ready, drop an "I'm ready" in the chat. You already know what you need to do. It's the voice in your head that told you before the voice of doubt came in, before the voice of reasoning, before the fear. What is the outcome that you want? And what do you need to do to get there? The moment you make a decision and move toward it, life will provide you with everything you need to make it happen. But you have to be willing to take a chance. You have to be willing to trust the process. And when things seem hard, remember that every setback is a setup for a comeback, as Willie Jolly says. Look for the blessing and prepare for your comeback.
Wow. Prepare for your comeback. Wow. I don't even know what to say, Ashley. We are blown away. They have chills in the comment section. Thank you so much for your story of resilience and bravery and courage. We so appreciate you on this morning. Everybody, Ashley is offering a free 30-minute mastermind call. You can see her gift her website here at the bottom of the screen. It is bornlegacy.ca/claim-your-gift. Go ahead and claim your 30-minute free mastermind call. Thank you so much, Ashley. We so appreciate you and your time. You all, I hope you are sharing. I hope you are commenting because it is hot up in here. All right, let's keep this beautiful train moving. Next, coming to the screen, the beautiful Lee Smith. She's the founder of Upcycle Coaching. She broke through a massive depression to become a 2-time Amazon best-selling author, an award-winning speaker, a certified life coach, and revitalized her dying marriage all in under 8 months. I know you cannot wait to hear from Lee Smith.
Hello. Yes, I am Lee Smith. Thank you, Precious, for that introduction, and a huge shout out to my mentors, Les Brown and John Tellerico. Thank you for allowing me to be here. And I want to say congratulations to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday, isn't it? You could be anywhere else doing anything else. And so many people say they want to better their lives, and yet so few actually do something about it. And yet here you are. Congratulations. I want you to think about your dreams and your goals. And as you do, I want you to imagine making more money. Imagine getting into your best health. And imagine creating an extra hour in your day. And as you think about those dreams and your goals, imagine achieving all of that without exhaustion, without overwhelm, without frustration, but having energy throughout the day and enjoying your evenings too. See, I believe that we are meant to be more and do more, to become better today than who we were yesterday. I believe that we are meant to live life to its fullest, not simply exist in the day to day. And I believe that we have a superpower, the superpower of choice. And we get to choose to create our best life. Are you ready to live your best life? Put a yes in the chat. And then take your hands and put them on your heart and say, I choose me. I choose to love myself. I choose to live my best life. Well done. The great Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. What if the thing you're looking at is yourself? How do you see yourself? Today, I see myself as someone who loves what she does, speaking and coaching people all around the globe, spending time with my husband and my best friend of 20 years, and traveling with friends and family. But I didn't always see myself this way. I used to see myself as just a stay-at-home mom, as just a housewife, living in the day-to-day, the endless cycle of breakfast, lunch, dinner, chores, laundry, playing with the kids, reading, scrubbing toilets, slinking into bed, only to wake up to do it the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And then one day, I found myself standing on the beach, watching this incredible sunset, the golden orb setting on the ocean horizon with waves softly lapping at my feet. I was breathing in salty air and admiring these brilliant hues of pink and orange and purple across the sky. And I was standing there with my family, my husband, my stepson who had moved out of the house and was there with his girlfriend, and my teenage daughter. And as I looked around, I knew I was experiencing something that not everybody even gets to have once in a lifetime. So why could I not feel this moment? I was standing there beyond empty, beyond numb. I was just a hollow existence going through the motions. How did I get here? It was in that moment I heard a whisper. Lee, what makes you happy? And nothing came to me. Not that nothing makes me happy, but there was no answer to be found. And it was then and there that I said, enough is enough. And I drew a line in the sand and I stepped over it and I never looked back. And I said, a new year is coming around the corner. I am going on a quest to figure out what makes me happy. And it was that quest that led me to live, to love, and to laugh again. I changed my mindset, my habits, and my integrity. And for the rest of our time together today, I want to share with you what I did with my mindset. Write these 2 words down. Put them in the chat. The first is reactor. The second is creator. I saw myself living as a reactor. I was living by circumstance and by convenience, letting life happen to me. I was like a thermometer, rising and falling depending on what was going on around me. And when I said no more, I chose to be a creator. I chose to live by clarity and commitment, doing what matters most to me. I chose to be more like a thermostat, setting what I determined to be most important and changing the environment around me. And I want to share with you how you can transform from being a reactor into a creator. It all depends on how do you see yourself. Because as a reactor, you feel stuck in the middle. But when you can see yourself at the beginning and you take command of your life, you become the creator of what you truly desire. And as you imagine those goals and dreams, you create what it is that you want. See, Marie Forleo said, everything is figure-outable. So you can use this hack when things are not going the way that you want them to. You can push yourself back, take in a breath, and ask yourself, am I a reactor or a creator? And then take that next best step. I really hope you find that helpful, and I want to leave you with this one final thought. Darren Hardy, the creator of Success Magazine, said, deep inside of you is an untamed and undeniable force to be great. Let it out.
Wow, wow, wow. Are you a reactor or are you a creator? Wow. So amazing. So dynamic. I went on a quest to figure out how I want to be happy. Like, I don't know what else to say. Outside, it was amazing. The comment section is lighting up, okay? They're lighting up, Lee. It was so amazing. Everyone, Lee is offering the Candy Method Daily Planner for free. You can see the website there at the bottom of the screen. Again, it is the Candy Method Daily Planner. Thank you so much, Lee. That was absolutely amazing. Are you a reactor or are you a creator? I don't know about you, but I want to be a creator. I am a creator. I affirm that. I am a creator. Oh, that was beautiful. All right, let's keep going. Are you all having a good time? Let me know. Light up the comments. I'm having a good time. I hope you are sharing. I hope you are tagging. This is some amazing things. We have already came out of the gate. Hidden. All right, next, Mr. Joshua Chiles, a husband and a father of 2. Joshua serves as the campus chaplain for Erskine College. He's a history maker in every sense of the word, as he is the first African-American to ever serve in this position. As a mentor, a coach, a facilitator, and a pastor, he travels extensively speaking and implementing curriculum and programs for all ages, ethnicities, and cultures. Please welcome to the screen, Joshua Chiles.
Thank you, Miss Precious. I appreciate it. Shout out to Mr. Les Brown, Mr. John Winnie, for all the work that you have done. It is greatly appreciated. Listen, it was a man by the name of Pat Silver from the Silver Lining Playbook that says this: you got to pay attention to the signs. Whenever life reaches out a moment like this, it's a sin if you don't reach back. That moment for me, that sign for me came March 6, 2001. On this night, I will be propelled to another level. I will be propelled to another dimension, but it will also be a night that will cause me much pain, more pain than I had ever experienced in my life. But that pain was a blessing now that I can give you principles from. Matter of fact, I can give you 4 signs to what the next level looks like. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to write this. I need you to type this, because you remember what it is that you write and you remember what it is that you type. First sign is success. No ifs, ands, or buts. I believe that you are called, that you are ordained to be successful. But it's something that comes along with success that we don't like to talk about. And that word is failure. It was JFK that said, any man that has ever seen a great success must first see a great failure. Success is tied and tethered to failure. Now, I know I'm not just talking to myself. I'm talking to a couple of people that have failed. Here it is. On that night, on March 6th, I failed. I failed time and time again after that. And I'll probably continue to fail. Just like it's some people on here today, you failed at some things. You failed with your family. You failed in some marriages. You failed with your kids. You failed on some jobs. But the failure is staying down and not getting up. Understand this. Whenever you start failing, it's almost like you're just barely surviving. Can I tell you that Destiny's Child had the game twisted? Can I tell you that they had it all wrong? That you were never meant to be a survivor, but you were born to be an overcomer, and that's what you're going to do. First sign was success. Here it is. Second sign is integrity. Understand that you are going to the next level in life, and you're going to need integrity. Integrity are your principles. Those are your morals. Those are your beliefs. Those are those foundational principles on which you should be raised on. But I got to tell you something that my mom presses upon me all the time. My mother, Deborah Chiles, she tells me this just about every week. She says, Joshua, don't let your gift take you somewhere your character and your integrity can't keep you. Because I believe that you're gifted with your gifted self. I believe that you're going to the next level. I believe that you're going to a different space. I believe that you're going to a different place. Watch this. I believe that you're also going into a different room. But you got to know this. This is a tweetable moment. I need you to post this on your Facebook page. I need you to put this in your IG story, that your gift with your gifted self will get you into the room. Hear this. Your gift will get you into the room, but it's your character and your integrity that will keep you in the room. Understand that. And so the first sign, success. Second sign, integrity. Third sign, growth. Understand this. It's the psalmist that says, when you live through it, you'll grow through it. When you grow through it, you'll break through it. Don't let this be the end for you. Here it is. I'm on assignment to tell somebody today that this will not be the end for you. Regardless of the vicissitudes of life that you're facing, all the trials and the tribulations, they came to grow you. Listen, you will not suffer from dwarfism. You're going to grow. Don't look at it as you're taking losses. Here it is. You are learning lessons. Why are you learning lessons? Because you're a necessity. Yeah, that's the fourth sign right there. You're a necessity. Everything that you have been through up in this time has been necessary for you to get to the next level. March 6, 2001 was a necessary moment for me. On that night, I would play the last basketball game in my high school career. And I was upset and I was unnerved after the game because we lost, because we played bad. But I was in more pain because I let the signs get to me. What do you mean by the signs? I'm glad that you asked me. See, the opponent, the adversary that night in the stands in that basketball game was holding up signs saying really vulgar things, saying things that would try to obliterate me. And not just me, they took it to another level. They were trying to obliterate my father. See, this wouldn't have meant anything if my father had been there. But my dad had just got put in jail. He had just got put in jail. and I was suffering and I was in pain. And here it is. I failed that night with my reaction, how I reacted. I failed miserably that night. Not only did I fail, I had to learn that night that in order to be successful, you're going to fail at some things. I learned that night that you have to have integrity because everybody's not going to treat you the way you treat them. It's some people that are anointed. It's some people that are called, watch this, to try to make you cry. It's some people that are called that will try to push you, to try to make you cuss. Here it is. I had to learn integrity that night. I had to learn how to grow that night. I had to put on my big boy pants that night. And it was all necessary because what I learned that night, that if I could get through that, I can get through anything. Let me pause for station identification to say this, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Can I say this? No obstacle, no mountain. Can I say this? No sign that is formed against you shall prosper. Here it is. That night, I saw a lady and she said, what you went through tonight was not just for you, but it was for me too. I want to let you know how necessary you are. This is what she said to me. She said this to me, and I feel pushed to tell you this. She said, I know they were holding up signs, but you're a sign and you're a wonder. If you can make it through that failure, if you can make it through moments where you have to be integral, if you can grow up when you don't feel like growing up, you're going to be a sign and you're going to be a wonder. Yeah, that's the word. Listen, I want you to take that with you for the rest of your life. You are called to be a sign. You are called to be a wonder. Listen, my prayer is that we meet really, really soon. But when we meet, let's do this. Let's meet on the top because the bottom is too crowded. My name is Joshua Chiles. I love you, but it's somebody that loves you best. God bless.
Mr. Joshua Chiles with the heat. You brought the smoke and you didn't leave none for nobody else.
Bless you, ma'am. Bless you.
Oh, this was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everybody in the comment section say it was necessary. You have to grow up even when you don't feel like it. This was beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Everybody, Joshua wants you to sign up for a monthly newsletter and get a free 24-minute coaching session. Okay, look at the joshuachiles.com. Thank you so much, Joshua. Such a powerful message for the masses. We appreciate you. Woo! Are you all here? I need everybody to say necessary. It is necessary. I love it. You got to go through to get through, y'all. Put it in there. Go through to get to. You got to go through to get to. All right. Are y'all still here with me? I hope y'all are here. I hope you all are sharing. It has been fantastic out of the gate. Our speakers have came out swinging. They are delivering. They understood the assignment and they are delivering, baby. All right, next, Angela Bennett. Angie from Angie B Transformation is an ex-sex worker, domestic violence survivor, and public speaker, transformational coach, author in the making, okay, and TRTP practitioner. Give it up for Angela Bennett.
Hi, my name is Angela. I want to thank Mr. Les Brown and Coach John Tallarico for answering the call on their lives. Without them, I would not be sitting here today. You see, there's an old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. And there's a lot to be said about that because there are some things I have experienced. And I'm not here to sing the song, Somebody Done Me Wrong. But I've experienced some things in life and there were times where I did not want to live because of all I've gone through. But I know there was something in me that said, Angela, your life is worth living. Angela, you have a voice. Angela, there are people you can help. Angela, you have a higher calling. And I answered the call. And I'm saying to you, answer the call on your life because your life, the real life you're supposed to live, the life that many people had written off as damaged goods. And there are people who would look at my past and say, oh, she'll never amount to anything. And there were times I would have said, I agree with that, but not now. You know why? Because I know the real Angela. And the real Angela knows my life is worth living. And I'm here to remind you, yours is too. I want you to write this in the comments. My life is worth living. You see, there were times my heart was so broken, my dreams completely shattered, my fire, my passion diminished. I've been abused in every way imaginable. I know what it's like to be violated by the man that you love. I know what it's like to have the man that you love hold you at knife point. I know what it's like to have the man that you love attempt to run you over whilst you are 6 months pregnant with his daughter. I know what it's like to have the man that you love wrap his hands so tight around your throat you begin to turn purple and you are certain you have taken your final breath. I know what it's like for your children to be by your hospital bedside after you have attempted to take your own life. I know what it's like to cry yourself to sleep at night, frightened, lost, rejected, and uncertain of what's coming next. I know what it's like to enter that brothel down the dark, hidden stairwell where the smell of stale alcohol pierces your senses, the laughter of drunken men with women seducing them, hoping to allure them into spending time with them. The sounds of the sobs coming from the women who have had enough of selling their bodies and being violated just to make ends meet, to provide a roof over the heads of their children, to put food on the table and clothes on their back. It's during those times you could not have condemned me to hell because I was there already. I had created my own hell. I had put myself there, but baby, I have come out the other side, and I am here to tell you, you can too. There comes a time where you have to stop making love to what is killing you and recognize your worth. Recognize that you are a pearl, a diamond. It's time for you to get up. It's time to take back everything that has been stolen from you. Take your dignity back. Take your fire and your passion back. Take your joy back. Take your life back. Refuse to allow anyone to tell you you are anything less than what God says you are. You are a jewel in his crown. He has a plan for you, and that's why you're still here. Your story, your experience is someone else's freedom, and they are crying themselves to sleep at night, praying for you to rise up, praying for you to step into your power, praying for you to use your voice and recognize your responsibility and blaze a new trail for them and generations that are to follow. As Les Brown says, when life knocks you down, land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Life's knocked me down numerous times, and each time I get back up, I am stronger. I am more resilient, more fierce, more empowered, and my voice is stronger. Wild one, it is time for you to run free with the wind in your hair. Wipe away your tears. Take back your authority. Unleash your power. Unleash your destiny. And when you step into the transition of who you are becoming, who he has planned for you to be, it will be something beyond your wildest imagination. When pain meets us, it changes us. And we get to use that pain for good. Everything we have experienced allows us to serve others and lift them up from the depths and the pits they find themselves in. The great Les Brown says, it is not weak to ask for help. Asking for help is so you can remain strong. Expand your vision of what's possible for you, the kind of life you want to live, the kind of legacy you want to leave, the kind of impact you want to make. You want to grow into this person you are becoming. And as you look at yourself and look into the future, you are powerful. I am here to help women out of the places where they have reached their breaking point. Women who have had enough of laying down their souls in a life that is destroying them. Toxic relationships, a life of shame and guilt, a life on the brink of suicide and depression, a life of emptiness and sorrow. There is a new generation that is desperate to see you get up and lead the way for them. releasing them into a life of generational blessings and greatness. If not you, then who? My name is Angela. I am every woman's girlfriend. Stand in your power. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.
Wow, Angela B, everybody. Oh my goodness, my life is worth living. Stop making love to what's killing you. Woo! That was amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't begin to tell you how much you did a good job and you're blessing us. And the comments are blowing up, honey, and they appreciate you and your story. Everybody, Angela is offering a free 30-minute session for those who are ready to make powerful changes in their lives. You can see and reach out to her. Her business is Angie B Transformations, and that is Angie B_Transformations. Thank you so much, Angie. We really appreciate you. Woo! Woo! Do y'all feel this heat? It is so good. My life is worth living. Stop making love to what's killing you. All right, y'all. These speakers did not come to play. They understood the assignment and they are delivering. All right, let's keep it going. All right, next coming to the screen, Mr. Leon White is a curious student of life, world traveler, certified professional coach, inspirational speaker, and entrepreneur with a vision of creating a more harmonious world by empowering others to obtain self-fulfillment. Y'all give it up for Mr. Leon White.
Thank you, Precious. Ladies and gentlemen, on the road to pursuing your highest hopes and ambitions, you'll be faced with moments of uncertainty, which will try to stop you from going after the things that really make you feel fulfilled in life. I want you to type "I have" in the chat below if you've ever experienced this, because I know that I have. So today I would like to share a story with you about what life can be when you lean into the moments of uncertainty in hopes that you gain a piece of inspiration today. This story starts off with me being in my final year of college. I'm going through a quarter-life crisis and dealing with the pressure of what I was going to do after I graduated college, when uncertainty gave me a phone call to let me know that my mother was in the hospital because her cancer had came back for the third time. And within no time, I had graduated college and moved back home to be greeted by a frail but yet beautiful woman that I knew as my mother. And for the first time, uncertainty was revealing to me just how little control we have over some of the life circumstances that we find ourselves in. But what's most important is how we decide to show up and lean into those moments of uncertainty. And as I begin to lean into these moments of uncertainty, I began to take on a full-time caregiving role for my mother. And for the first time, I was truly learning how to love and care for something and someone outside myself. The moment was also opening me up and grounding me to the present moment despite its realities. And as days turned to nights and nights back into days, as bills began to pile up and stress began to accumulate, I began to have a realization that meanwhile my mother was going through a transition, I was going through a transformation. And as time passed on November 3rd of 2017, my mother took her last breath. And on that day, I made several promises to myself that I was going to actively find and discover myself, share more of me with the world, and prioritize my own happiness and fulfillment. And as I reflected back on the circumstances in which I just found myself in, I also began to realize that uncertainty presents itself to us so that it could break us down and open us up so that we could fully receive the blessings and wisdoms that come in the next phases of our journey. And as I stepped into all of the uncertainty in the next phase of my journey, through those promises that I mentioned to you all, I decided to pursue a lifelong dream of mine. See, I've always wanted to get to know this planet more and the people that I share it with. So I began to get anything I could get my hands on, sell it, packed one bag and bought a one-way ticket, where I then spent the next 14 months backpacking across Europe, Panama, and South America. And on that journey, as you can imagine, uncertainty taught me so many things. And today I would like to share some of those things with you. I want you to type yes in the chat below if you would like me to share these things with you. The first thing that I began to learn that uncertainty was teaching me that was no matter how lost you feel in life, you can never truly find yourself. Because it's our job for us to create who we want to be in this lifetime. Also, uncertainty was teaching me how to surrender to the present moment so I could allow all possibilities and potential to shine through me and to allow my presence to also liberate others. Also, uncertainty taught me that there's 1,200 steps to get to the top of Machu Picchu, where the air is so thin that by the time you get to the top, you're so out of breath that you're going to wish that you're in heaven. And that's why I call that hike the stairway to heaven. But as you can imagine, I saw so many other natural wonders that this world has to offer. Whether if it was Iguazu Falls, one of the world's largest waterfalls that sits between Brazil and Argentina, or whether if it was seeing the Milky Way for the first time in the jungles of Iquitos, Peru, or listening to humpback whales sing songs of joy as they birth new life into existence off the coast of Panama. But as uncertainty brought me in front of all of these natural wonders that left me in awe, it also afforded me a piece of wisdom. See, I also began to realize that all this awesomeness that I was witnessing, it lives within me, and it lives within you as well. And when you begin to understand this, the heavens begin to open up in your mind, joy begins to bleed into your heart, and your intuition begins to align itself with your highest passions and purpose, and life begins to take on a whole new meaning. Now, as this trip pressed forward and it was coming to an end, I had yet to figure out what I was going to do with this new version of myself when I returned home. So I leaned into this moment of uncertainty, and through a conversation, I was introduced to a profession in which I knew nothing about, called life coaching. And upon my arrival back home, my curiosity took flight and my natural need to want to help people. And by the end of 2020, I was a certified professional coach from the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, one of the top institutions out there. And I even picked up the dream of becoming an internationally known inspirational speaker. And now here is where our stories collide. Now, if there's anything that you take away from the story, I want it to be three things. One, no matter how old or young you are, if you happen to lose somebody close to you, especially during this global health crisis that we find ourselves in, I want you to know that through death and tragedy can also bring about a renewedness in life. Two, whenever uncertainty presents itself, lean into it and use it as an opportunity for you to maximize your potential and to empower yourself to go after the things that really make you feel fulfilled in life. And three, give thanks. And with that being said, I'd like to give thanks to Les Brown, John Tellerico, and Winnie, and everybody that played a part in putting this summit together so that I can share my story with you all, so that now it can become our story of inspiration, and it can help you to overcome any challenges that you may face during your moments of uncertainty. Now, if there's anything that really resonated with you during the story today, I would highly recommend you to visit my website, leonwhitecoaching.com. And there in the Contact Me section, you'll find a free assessment that will help you to see what areas of your life you feel most fulfilled in, and maybe some areas that you would like to work on. You'll also have the opportunity to schedule a free 1-hour one-on-one session with me, where you can get to learn a little bit more about me and my coaching practice, and I can get to learn a little bit more about you and what are the best ways that I can serve you. So until next time, I want you to think about, whenever uncertainty presents itself, what are ways that you can lean into it to help you to maximize your potential and to really empower yourself to go after the things that make you feel fulfilled in life, because you deserve it. Thank you.
Woo! Give it up for Leon. Lean into your story. Allow your presence to liberate others. What a dynamic story on today. Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. You are heard from. Get your free 1-hour coaching call in. Thank you so much, Leon. We really appreciate you. Not a problem. Oh, that was a wonderful story. Lean into your story. I don't know who's out there. I don't know who needed to hear that, but some of you need to lean into your story. Somebody needs it. All right, let's see if y'all paying attention out there. Joshua said, you remember he said you remember two things. You remember what you write and what you blank. Fill it in the comment section. You never know what's coming here on this screen. Let's see who's out here listening and paying attention. You remember what you write and what you blank. Fill it in. Next, we have Mr. Matthew Barbosa. He's a husband and a father of two, a leader in the telecommunications industry. He has a passion for personal development and public speaking, and a goal of helping people become their best selves. Everyone give it up for Mr. Matthew Barbosa.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Precious, Mr. Brown, Mr. Tellerico, all my wonderful Power Voice community members, and to our wonderful friends joining us online. My name is Matthew Barbosa, and I'm honored to be with you today. I want to spend our time speaking about honesty. In my humble opinion, honesty is the first and most important step to any success in our lives. After all, if we're not honest with ourselves about our gaps and our faults, how will we ever learn or grow from them? That was a lesson that I had to learn the long and the arduous way. The first time I learned this lesson was after I spent years preparing for that coveted leadership promotion at work. I knew I was deserved. I knew I was first in line, but the company didn't appreciate me, and they gave it to someone else. The second time I learned this lesson was when I had built my ideal life. I had my dream job. I had my dream car. I had successful real estate investments, and I had beautiful relationships in my life. I was truly happy until a toxic relationship came into my life, stole my drive, it stole my passion, it took advantage of me, and left me on the brink of financial ruins. Or the most impactful lesson of all was when I blamed God for using a massive heart attack to steal my best friend from me, leaving his wife a widow and his 10-month-old daughter without a dad. You see, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. In those events, I reacted by lying. I lied to myself about the promotion because I was too embarrassed to admit that I had gaps in my knowledge, my skill, and that somebody else was better suited. I lied to myself about the relationship because I was too embarrassed to admit that I had allowed it to happen. And I lied to myself about what happened to my best friend because I wasn't strong enough to admit that sometimes horrible things happen without just cause. Like the great Napoleon Hill teaches us, no one can begin to enjoy permanent success until they look in the mirror for the cause of their own mistakes. Now, I fully appreciate it can be very difficult to look into that mirror at times. But you know what else is difficult? It's difficult to stay stagnant and miserable. So jump in the chat group and let me hear from you. Which difficulty are you going to embrace in your life? Are you going to embrace the difficulty that comes with the lies and the mediocrity? Or are you going to embrace the difficulty that comes with honesty and growth? The second step to success is belief. And don't just write down the word belief. It's not that simple. It must be unwavering, unconditional, unapologetic belief in yourself and your abilities. You see, once I was honest with myself, I had to believe. I had to believe that not only would I obtain all those wonderful things that I envisioned, but that I deserved them. Not only would I obtain that promotion at work, but I knew that I was already that leader. My company had just yet to realize it. I had to believe that not only would I meet my beautiful soulmate, but she was already with me in spirit. We had just yet to meet. As Brian Tracy says, when you absolutely believe in yourself and your ability to succeed, nothing can stop you. There might be someone out there whose life is dependent on the realization of your dream, and you owe it to them and you owe it to yourself to believe. And step number 3 is action. I was fortunate enough to recently learn from the great John Tellerico about the gap between knowledge and action, in which many people get stuck. I, for one, got stuck there for years. I spent time reading books, listening to podcasts, consuming great knowledge and content. But like Dale Carnegie says, knowledge is only power when it's applied. And I wasn't applying it. I was simply becoming someone who had read a lot of books, listened to a lot of podcasts. It wasn't until I started taking daily action that I got that promotion and that I met my beautiful soulmate. We must take steps every day that get us closer to our goals. Our behavior must far exceed our success. After all, that's why you're here, isn't it? I bet you're here today because there's a voice inside you that reminds you there's more. There's more success to be had. There's more love to give. There are many more people to serve. You may not yet have figured out how you're going to do it, but you know you can do it and you know you will do it. So let's take that first step. Let's remove the lies. Let's remove those self-limiting beliefs, and let's begin to be honest with ourselves. If that's going to be difficult for you, then I invite you to visit my website, matthewbarbosa.ca. Download my free self-realization questionnaire, and it'll help you begin that conversation. I want to thank you so very much for your time today. My name is Matthew Barbosa, And I'm just being honest with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your honesty, Matthew. You owe it to yourself to believe, and we owe it to ourselves to be honest. Everybody put that in the comment section, and thank you, Matthew, today for your honesty, because we appreciate it. It's liberating. Everybody give it up for Matthew. Woo! You owe it to yourself to be honest. You might as well start today. Hey, that's so good. And you owe it to yourself to believe. Everybody say, I owe it to myself to believe. Ah, that was so good, Matthew. You all, our speakers have been killing it, lighting it up on the screen on this beautiful Saturday morning, may I add. All right, we are going to keep on moving because it's hot in here and we're loving it. I hope you are liking it. I hope you are sharing it. I hope you are tagging people because somebody needs the messages that our amazing speakers have been bringing to the screen. All right, our next speaker, Meaux Lemann, is a native of New Orleans, Louisiana, a proud mother, an actress, a retiree, and business owner, the founder of Marky My Words Foundation, honoring the legacy of Marquita Christ. Give it up for Meaux, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Let me say that it is a plum-pleasing pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Meaux Lemann, and I want to, on behalf of the Mark My Words Foundation, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. The Mark My Words Foundation is a scholarship founded at a HBCU we give out every semester to a student that proves to be not only academically proficient, but socially active and involved in the pursuit of diversity in the legal profession. These are all attributes encompassed by the person for whom the foundation was founded, my daughter, Marquita Christie. I would like to take this opportunity to be a source of encouragement to each and every one of you here today. I want to remind you that you are one of God's greatest gifts and that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you know and you believe this, I want you to go ahead and type in, yes, I believe. And for any one of you who is unaware or has any doubt that you are, I want to let you know that you, my dear, come from greatness. You have greatness in you. Now, what you do with that greatness, those God-given gifts and talents, well, that is your gift back to God. Use your gifts. Go after your dreams. Dream so big that it scares you. And surround yourself with good and positive people. You see, small-minded people will try to plant seeds of doubt in you. They will try to convince you that your dreams are just not possible, that they're just too big. Well, they probably are too big for them. But that's not your issue. That's their problem. Let them have it. You know, I can recall my daughter telling me of a conversation she had with an old friend. She had run into once. The friend asked her, why would you put yourself in all that debt going to law school? And my daughter responded to her, because it is a necessity to be who I'm meant to be. And I'm betting on me. Bet on you, even if no one else does. No, it's not going to be easy. Adversity will come. No ifs, no ands, no buts. It's coming. Prepare for it. These moments will change the trajectory of your life. But hear me on this. Let them. Let them make you kinder, smarter, stronger, more strategic. For it is in these moments that God is developing you. It's here, as my mother would say, that you develop your 3 powerful P's: prayer, patience, and persistence. These moments are your defining character building moments. Embrace them because, yes, character does count. No matter what hand life has dealt you with in this season, I want to let you know that this too shall pass. Know that God has a plan and a purpose for your pain. Grow through it. Say this with me. No test, no testimony. Yeah. So here's my testimony. It had been 17 years since my husband's diagnosis of cancer. And my daughters and I were managing, pushing through. By this time, our youngest daughter was pursuing her undergrad degree, and our oldest daughter was just months shy of graduating law school. Our oldest daughter was selected as a Peggy Browning Fellow. She was an Ella Baker Fellow. She represented Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi Bar Association's student divisions. She was one of the 5 top law students in Louisiana, selected and recognized by the Louisiana Black Judges Association. She had already been selected for and had begun training for an administrative judge position with the state of Louisiana. It's here that at the Alton Sterling portal test in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that she was chanting the words of Assata Shakur. She volunteered to assist protesters to ensure that they knew their legal rights and what to do if arrested. Just months later, I received a phone call that my daughter had collapsed while in training at work. My daughter passed away that day. She never regained consciousness from a blood clot. Say it with me. No test, no testimony. My husband immediately began to start having complications following the passing of our oldest daughter. My youngest daughter and I accepted her sister's law degree on her behalf from the Southern University Law Center. Speaking to our graduating class that day was the birth of my new mission. My husband passed away 6 months later. Say it with me. No test, no testimony. The Mark My Words Foundation was founded by my youngest daughter and I to serve as a catalyst to help others push forward in their pursuits of a legal education. It is my hope that you too will push forward in your journey with passion to make our society a better place, an unbreakable spirit to make a difference, knowing that you are sufficiently equipped to honorably represent. My hope and my prayer is that when your journey is complete, that 2 things will culminate for you. First, that when you go before our ancestors, that you will have used up every single drop of the gift and the talent God has entrusted you with. And secondly, that our ancestors will be pleased with the job that you've done. That they will not feel that their sacrifices were in vain. And in the words of my illustrious mentor, the Mr. Les Brown, I wanted to leave you with his words. I believe that life is a journey, often difficult and sometimes incredibly cruel. But we are well equipped for it. If we only tap into our gifts and our talents and allow them to blossom. I'm Meaux Lemann. And yes, life will sometimes give us lemons, but we have the power to demand more from life. That's my story, and you can mark my words. Just mark them with a Q. For more information, go to markmywords.org or MeauxLemann.com, and you can follow me on Instagram at Meaux Lemann. Thank you, and God bless.
Mark my words and mark them with a Q. Hey, Mo. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate you. Mo said you are one of God's greatest creations. So you better bet on you. Thank you so much for betting on yourself, Mo. We really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Much love. Oh my goodness, y'all. Bet on yourself. Everybody put it in the comments. I'm betting on me. This time around, I don't care what goes on. I don't care the obstacles. I don't care what presents itself. I don't care what comes my way. I don't care what barrier, roadblock, what comes up. I'm betting on me. You better bet on yourself, okay? Bet on yourself. I'm betting on Precious, okay? Because, hey, if you don't bet on yourself, nobody else will. All right, you all. That was beautiful, Mo. Get your commemorative coin. The first 5 people to sign up, you all with Mo, go to MeauxLemann.com. Thank you again, Mo. This has been good, you all. This has been good. All right, our next speaker. Are you ready? Put ready in the comment section. I know they've been dropping all of these beautiful, amazing gems today. I know you all are charged and all riled up and motivated. You should go out of your house flying and soaring today if you're not already out. All right, our next speaker, Lisa Yvette Jones, is the CCO, the Chief Caring Officer of I Care Leadership LLC. She's a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, and speaker, and a best-selling author of Courageous Women Find Strength During the Storm. She's an 11-year conqueror of a stage 3 high-grade cervical cancer, and she knew that greatness was still left in her and chose to live and not die. All right, I can't wait. Give it up for Lisa Yvette Jones.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Precious, for that wonderful introduction. To my mentor, Mr. Les Brown, and to John Tallarico and the Power Voice family, Winnie, all of you, thank you so very much for this wonderful opportunity. You know, like Precious said, yes, there was a health storm that came my way, but I'm telling you, I have some success nuggets that'll help you navigate that storm. Also, I want you to do this right now. I want you to write down community, write that down. I want you to write down SOS. I want you to draw a period and a comma, because at the end of this, we are going to go comma crazy, and I'm going to explain to you what that is. You know, April of 2009, I was giving myself a gift. You know, ladies, that gift that we give ourselves every year when we go and have that appointment, that yearly appointment that we dread. But it's also the appointment that we know that we must keep. So that's a nugget right there. Keep all medical appointments. You know, that appointment turned into another appointment. And before you knew it, I was before 2 gynecologic oncologists. Yes, 2 gynecologic oncologists. And then I said, well, how? How is this even possible that I'm before oncologists? You see, there was no history of cancer in my family. So what do you mean, doctors? They said, Miss Jones, you have been diagnosed with stage 3 cervical cancer. Papillary serous carcinoma of the cervix is high grade and it is vicious. It is eating through your body. I said, not so, doctor. You know, see, guys, I want to remind you too, I was every bit of 362 pounds. I looked good and I felt good. Yeah, I looked good because listen, if I didn't think it, nobody else would, right? Okay, so I had to know that I looked good. So I didn't have any warnings. There were no symptoms. But then I did some research and I found out that those 362 pounds, they were my warning. You see, the CDC has studies that show that 40% of the cancers in America are related to obesity. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everyone who is obese will have cancer. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the science does show that there is a link. There are 13 cancers in the United States that have been linked to obesity. A few of them are breast cancer, thyroid cancer, ovarian cancer, liver cancer. You get it? And then I said, Doc, I can't have surgery. I need to take time. He said, time you don't have. Both of them. Time I didn't have. And I said, but I need to take some time because this is a storm. And right now I'm in distress and I need to send out my SOS. Oh, yes, I did. You know, that early signal that they used back in the early 1900s when the ship was in distress, they sent out that Morse code SOS. Yeah, I needed to do that right now because I was in a heavy storm. So I told the doctors I need to take a little time. He said, little is all you have, but technically you really don't have that because if it's spread to the rest of your body, we won't even open you up. You will die. Both doctors gave me a death sentence. They made a declarative statement. Can you believe that? I knew that there was still greatness left in me, and I just couldn't hear of a death sentence. So I then called on a few key people that I knew who knew the words and the worth of prayer to get them through. Mother Laura Heard, yes, everyone needs a Mother Laura Heard in their life. And my girlfriend Tammy, I called on them. These are prayer warriors that I knew. So this is one of the things that helped me. Know your community and know those who will stand in faith with you when you are facing a storm. Then I had to do what you would normally do in any storm. You get into shelter and you shut out the storm and you shut into God. And that's what I had to do. So I had to not only join my faith with theirs, I had to believe that I was going to come through this. I knew that I wanted to live. There is no way in the world I was going to accept those death appointments. That was one appointment I didn't plan to keep right now. I know one day it'll come, but it wasn't right then. So I then had to shut out. That's the O in the SOS plan. You shut out all of those things that will come against your mind and give you all of that distorted thinking, anything that is going to disrupt you hearing from God and what you need to do, you need to get rid of it. So all of those things that were coming at me, I had to shut them out. I had to remember what my good book says. It says, thou will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on him. And then my good book also says, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are of a good report, think on those things. And then that last S in my SOS system was to stay in place until I knew that the storm had subsided and that I can come up. Oh, and I'm going to tell you what gave me my clue that the storm was subsiding. I then heard these words. It said, the words were, this is not unto death. You shall live and not die, and this will never return again. All right, then. I stood up. I made that appointment. I went back to the doctors. Now, this was in early May. I told the doctors, you know what? I've heard from the chief physician. They said, you went over my head. I said, I went over all of our heads. I went to the chief physician. They said, we get it. I said, good, because I'm not having this surgery until June 29th. There is no more spreading. The doctor then told me, then you will die. Have a good life. And then I said, really? I'm going to die and have a good life? Yeah, I guess the afterlife for me would be good. But doctor, I need you to buckle up for this ride. Join your faith with mine. Will you just this one time? He said, I got a feeling I'm going to see you on June 29th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, the doctors gave me that diagnosis of stage 3 cervical cancer, but I went to my chief physician to give the prognosis for it. And on June 29th this year will be 11 years and forever free of that ugliness that was growing in my body. Oh, but didn't I tell you up front that I was 362 pounds? Well, not anymore. Right now to this day, I have released over 200 pounds. Yes, I sit before you right now at 160 pounds and counting. I'm not done because God is not done with me. Listen, your life, my life was a gift. And my life back to God is a gift to him and to all of you, the world. I told you to write down a period, right? Yes, I meant that because see, when the doctors told me I would die, they made a declarative statement that it was over. But I came to tell you that since there is greatness still left in me, there's greatness still left in you. And then I want you to take a pen and turn all those periods into commas. That's right, because where somebody said it was over, I want you to do what the Lord told me. This is not unto death, comma. You shall live and not die, comma. There is still greatness left in you, comma. You are going to be a speaker at the Power Voice Summit 2021, comma. Who has counted you out? Who has told you that you do not measure up? Who has told you that you can't be all that you can be? I want you to write down all of those declarative statements that somebody put a period behind, and I want you to put a comma behind them and say, my life still goes on. I didn't get that job, comma, I'll apply for another one. I couldn't have a seat at the table, comma, I will build my own table. I don't have this or that, comma, I will make it happen, and I hope you will. This is Lisa Jones. Listen, there is still greatness left in you, and don't you forget it.
Woo! Lisa, somebody say, I'm still here.
Still here.
Goodness, this is so good. This was so good. You all, Lisa is offering a free 30-minute coaching session. Oh my God, Lisa, go and visit LisaYvetteJones.com. You all, she brought the heat. I hope you all are sharing and tagging because somebody in your life is not done. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here. Somebody say, I'm not done. I'm still here. God is not done with me. Woo! I'm adding commas everywhere. Now, the period, some periods got to get turned into some commas. I love this. You all, are you loving this? They brought the heat. Oh, I'm still here and I'm not done. Somebody say, I'm not done. I'm not done either. I hope you know that. Tell the world I'm not done. Tell your dreams you're not done. Tell your passions you're not done. Tell your aspirations, your goals, your ideas, your innovations, your witty and your creative self. You're not done with your gifted self, like Mr. Joshua said. Tell yourself you're not done. Tell your plans you're not done. It's not the season to be done. Thank you so much for that powerful story on today. I'm so excited. I know y'all can feel this. I'm still over here energized and pumped up by all of these amazing speakers. It has just been a build up upon a build up upon a build up, and I'm ready for some more of this. All right, our next speaker, Wayukra, is a life coach, an educator, an activist, and a U.S. Army veteran. She earned her bachelor's degree in social work and served as a child abuse investigator for the state of Georgia. Later, she earned a master's in special education and an associate's in biblical studies. From an early age, she knew she was called to serve others and give hope. So as a life coach, she helps clients live their best life through the discovery of their unique purpose. Everybody, Wayukra to the screen.
Hello, everyone. Okay, guys, as you can see, there's a growing theme here. If you are at the sound of my voice, God is trying to help you understand that there is greatness within you. And I say that because there is no theme here today that we were given, but it's one that's going forth. So I'm here to let you know that you have greatness inside of you, waiting to be revealed in the form of your purpose. The late Miles Monroe said, the richest place on the planet is the graveyard. And do you understand why he said that? He said that because of all the buried, untapped potential. You have best-selling books that were never written. You have companies that were never started. You have masterpieces that were never painted. So many people perish before they discover their purpose. But guess what? I'm here today to let you know that that does not have to be your story. I knew from a young age, people, that I was created for something greater than me. But it wasn't until I was 19 years old that I discovered that God had created me for a purpose. I recall being at a church, and I remember the pastor asking if there was anyone in the congregation who did not know their purpose. Myself and a few other individuals stood up. He called us down to the front, and as we walked down, he began praying for us, and he prayed, and then he told us to return to our seats and ask God our purpose. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking it can't be that easy, but guess what? I prayed and I asked God. And not only did God tell me that he wanted me to give people hope, but he told me, don't worry about how you're going to do it. It's not your doing. It's my doing. It's already done. And I know you have the question just like I do. God, how could it have already been done if I have not did it? And then I had to understand, stop reducing my God to a mere man who has the plan. You see, God is the one who created time. And when he created time, he already had the end in mind. And then he took man, and placed him in time to begin. And then man, his vision already, his purpose already. God fulfilled your purpose before you were here. Your purpose being fulfilled, yet not revealed. So the question becomes of us, who am I? In the good book, Jeremiah 1:4-5, God tells Jeremiah he knew him before he was in his mother's womb. And before he was born, God called him to be a prophet to the nation. And just like Jeremiah, your purpose, my purpose, preceded your birth. It was not an afterthought. But too many people today, we're not living our purpose because we're too busy living dreams that others have designed for us or being a copycat version of somebody else's dream. We serve an infinite God. So why do we choose to continue to operate with a finite mentality? I'm not telling you that what it is you're called to do won't resemble what somebody else is doing. But what I am telling you, it should have a unique twist. If you're a hand, be a hand, and stop envying the functions of a foot because you are not designed to be the foot. And that's why many so-called successful people today, they don't make money, Money make them do whatever is necessary to get it and keep it, whether it's ethical or unethical. But when you're in purpose, you make money. It doesn't make you. Money serves you. So understand, your greatness is attached to your uniqueness. So being uniquely who God created you to be will reveal your greatness. And to help you arrive at your destination, your purpose, you have an internal GPS embedded in every fiber of your being. And just like Siri, sometimes it has to reroute you. I sit here today because of a rerouting that took place in my life. And some people's rerouting will look like a setback, but in actuality, it's not a setback, it's a setup. That job that you lost, that dead-end relationship that finally ended, all designed to put you back on track and in purpose. So when you understand that you were created for the good of humanity, it changes your perspective on finding your purpose. When you understand the rippling effect that takes place in people's lives waiting on your life to get in order. So because they're going to be affected by you. And there are the 4 P's, write this in the chat, that I say will be present when you are in purpose. You will have provision. You will have passion. You will have peace, and you will have prosperity. Provision, God will provide everything you need that he's called you to do. God's will is God's will. It's a done deal. You will have passion, a desire to do what you've been called to do. You will have peace that will serve as a confirmation, a check in your spirit that you are on the right track. No, I'm not telling you you won't encounter hard times. I'm not telling you you won't have setbacks, but you will have a peace to let you know. And then you will have prosperity. Prosperity in the sense of your idea of success and not another's. So, if you understand that you're created for something greater than you, but you know that you are not in purpose, I will say many of you today at the sound of my voice, you know your purpose, but some of you do not. So I implore you today to allow me to help you discover why you are here. Know that yesterday is the past, today is the present, which offers the gift of now. What better time than now to start living your life in purpose, on purpose? Know that the life that you currently live, if you're not satisfied, it doesn't have to be the final chapter. At any point, you can close this book and open another. I'm Wayuka Pender. And if you're interested in allowing me to help you, you can go to wisdomcoachingelite.com, book a risk-free 30-minute consultation. I'm Wayuka Pender. It's been an honor to serve you today. And know that you have greatness. And God is calling you to get in that greatness because the world is waiting to see that greatness. Have a blessed day.
Woo, Ayukra, bringing the heat, dropping the mic. Oh my God, what an assignment today. You delivered with so much fire, and we really appreciate you so much for charging the viewers today. Thank you so much, Ayukra. We really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, she said God's will is God's will. All right, I love it. You have an internal GPS, guys. Are you listening to it? She said, stop envying the functions of a foot when you are a hand. If you are a hand, be a hand. You have greatness inside of you, you all, and you do not have forever to figure it out. Go ahead and live your great life, okay? Give it up for Wayuka again, everybody. Woo, that was so good. She delivered a message on this Saturday, but that was a hot off the press for Sunday. All right, next, Miss Jacqueline. Oh, man, specializing in combining cutting-edge science and ancient spiritual wisdom for radical, empowering, and liberating shifts in consciousness that show up as a more fulfilling health, wealth, and enjoyment. Let's give it up for Jacqueline Quinn.
Do you know what the biggest regret is that people have on their deathbeds? Records indicate that people wish they would have lived a life that's true to themselves instead of a life that other people expected of them. Life is calling you to become greater than you are right now. And my challenge to you is to answer that call. I'm Jacqueline Quinn, founder of Consciousness Liberty, a platform designed to inspire, inform, and empower individuals into their ideal lives. I'm here to help you take the first step into the next level of your potential. It's time for us to challenge the status quo of settling, being good enough, or being fine. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the infinite potential of greatness, a living miracle. My friends, you are way, way more than just fine. And you know this. You are human beings made in the image of God, the universe, the force, the all, the source, everything, whatever you believe in. And I'm just here to remind you of that. How many of you have a goal or a dream that you've wanted for a really long time but have yet to take action on? And why not? Well, I don't know what my next move is, and I'm really afraid, and I don't know if this is for me, and actually, my life's fine. This is fine. These are all excuses because deep, deep down, we fear of losing the good things that we've built to go after the great. We fear of what other people are going to say. We fear that we're not measuring up. We fear that we're going to fail. But today, that changes. And believe me, I know firsthand how hard that can be. I heard that call and I didn't answer. I had a successful career in tech. I was young, I was making great money, I had a beautiful apartment overlooking the Texas Hill Country. And yeah, I was overworked, but I was young and I was strong and I was miserable. I had it all. I had success on paper and I was miserable. And I just remember this feeling in my heart that said, this isn't it. There's more out there for you. And that was really scary because it was my identity. And I'd worked so hard to get to where I was and I loved it. But now life was calling me to become greater. And I ignored it. I just pushed it down for years. And I said, no, look around. We're making great money. I've made it. Things are good, right? But I wasn't happy. I wasn't living in my authenticity. And after years of incongruency, it finally caught up with me. And I became chronically ill and I watched my life fall apart. I was forced to let go. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I was looking good on paper, but I was dying inside. And I had to go on a journey to find myself, to slow down and to listen. And it wasn't easy. It's really challenging and it took a really, really long time. But it was worth it. It was worth it to increase my sense of worthiness. It was worth it to find out things about myself that were governing my behavior. What programs did I buy into or was I born into? It was worth every moment of the time I spent in silence, listening to the still small voice within to give me guidance on my next move. And those moments were what led to the birth of my company, Consciousness Liberty. And it's the reason why I stand before you today. See, we've all had moments where we wake up in the middle of the night and, they say millionaires are made after midnight. We're lying in bed, it's the middle of the night, staring up at the ceiling. And we ask ourselves this question, why am I here? And we've all had moments with everything that's been going on with the coronavirus, and we look at the statistics and we start to think, all stressed out. We think, am I making the right decisions? Am I making the right moves? Am I doing something that's me? And it is in those moments, when we're still. And from there, we can begin to create the next greatest version of ourselves. You see, if there's something I've learned along the way is that there is no end goal. There's no finish line. It's just the constant unfolding of the next greater version of you. And I can tell you in the work that I've been doing that you are special and you deserve the best that life has to offer. And I'm teaching people all around the world how to get there, how to do what Robert Browning calls releasing the imprisoned splendor, how to live in your truth and authenticity and realize and fulfill your true potential. And that time is now. It's time for us to face those fears and take that first step. Repeat after me. Answer the call. Answer the call. Otherwise, before you know it, years have passed and your dreams feel that much more far away. But they never really go away, do they? No. When you don't answer the call, it feels like you're not really living. You're going through the motions, and you've sacrificed your aliveness and your wildness for a false sense of security and an old sense of identity. And what you get is predictability, but what you lose is what might have been. In the words of John Greenleaf Whittier, for all sad words of tongue and pen, the saddest are these. It might have been. But the good news is that you're still alive, and that means there's still time. So the next time your heart whispers to you about your goals, about your dreams, about your greatness, don't turn on Netflix. No, drop Instagram, stop the scroll, chuck your phone out the window. Okay, maybe not that last one, but seriously answer the call. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we are pioneers, explorers. We're not here to retrace the same safe paths. We are here to brave and draw new paths, build new worlds, new mindsets, new paradigms. This is human progress. And each of us have a unique part to play in the global human evolution. You have a unique part to play that only you can bring forth. And it would be unfair to deprive yourself or the world of your gifts. So to sum up, remember, face your fears, listen to your heart, and have faith in that larger part of you. Commit and take that first step. Don't make the same mistake I made and wait until you get sick or run out of time. The time is now, and it's time for you to start living in your authenticity. I'm Jacqueline Quinn, founder of Consciousness Liberty, and I dare you to play all out, to live fully, and to be fully you. You know what to do. Answer the call.
Woohoo, Jacqueline! Be fully you. Answer the call. I love it. I have a unique part to play, so thank you so much for reminding me of that.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Jacqueline is offering a free a free consultation. And if you mention the Summit Voice, listen, you get a free gift and one free bonus month of coaching. So go ahead and go on her website, y'all, and get your free consultation. Thank you so, so much, Jacqueline. We really appreciate your time and your story. Oh, that was good. If you are just now tuning in, you have been missing out on some incredible speakers, but you still have time to stay in tune for some more. So go ahead, if you are go ahead and share. Go ahead and add somebody in the comment section so they can be a part of this glorious time, because it's so inspirational. It's so uplifting. Hey, when we came out of the gate, our fearless leader, Mr. Les Brown, he said, what you listen to is what you turn into. So let's see what you've been listening to. I have some questions in the audience. Let me know you're out there. Here. Say here. I got some questions. Let's see if you've been here. I see them coming in. All right. So we were told we had some amazing stories, but early on we had a lovely presentation by Lee Smith, you all, and she told us we could be one of two things. Could you tell me what those one or two things are? We could be a blank or a blank. Fill in the blank. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. Anybody out there? We can be one of two things. Yes! A reactor or a creator. Yes. All right. We got some people who've been listening. Yes. Come on, you all. You can be a reactor or a creator. I don't know about you, but I choose to be the creator. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Angela, she said that our lives are worth living and we should stop making love to what? Who's been listening? We should stop making love to what? I see the answers coming through. Come on. Stop making love to what? That's right, Tracy. Stop making love to what's killing you. I don't know about you. I'm not in the mood to die. That's right, Angela. That's right. Love it, love it, love it. All right, Laura, you all been out here. You're becoming one with the message, and the message is gripping you. That's right, Loretta. I love it. Come on, Bim. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, let's do one more. Let's see. Y'all doing good. You all would do good on game shows. Lisa told us this SOS and this commas, and we should shut out, and the other S is stay what? Stay in what? Shut it out and stay in what? Somebody, let me see who's been listening. Yes, you are. Y'all are here listening. Okay. We should shut it out and stay. All right, stay in faith. That's right. Stay in faith, stay in place. I love it. You all are here. All right. I appreciate that. Again, I hope you all have been blessed and continue to be blessed. We really appreciate you all tuning in and supporting these amazing speakers, because they have literally tuned into their voice and they understand that their voice matters. And the moment you understand your voice matters, your life will never be the same. I'm going to say that again. The moment you understand that your voice matters, your life will never be the same. These ladies and gentlemen have understood and have taken the time to realize that they have something powerful and they must release it because somebody else needs it. Somebody else said a minute ago that generations are waiting on you. And you got to understand that when you release your voice, there's a generation that's going to be liberated as well. So I hope you all have been encouraged. Shall we keep going? That's right. Put it in the comment section. My voice matters. Because it really does. Regardless of who told you it doesn't, it matters. Shall we keep going? Woo-hoo! I think we shall. All right. Thank you all so much for doing the game with me. I really appreciate it. Shows that you are here because, listen, what you listen to, you become one with. And I'm glad you all are tuned in. Next, coming to the screen, Tracy Lorraine is a heart-inspired, results-wired leader. Like it. Coach, speaker, author, and facilitator. She subscribes to Bright Side Living and agrees with Napoleon Hill that within every adversity lies the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Her life purpose is to encourage, elevate, and equip people to realize and become their full potential. An all-in-all mindset and momentum coach, she can help you turn setbacks into strengths. Everybody give it up for Tracy Lorraine.
Hello, welcome everybody. I am Tracy Lorraine. I'm going to do this glasses free. Woohoo! So first of all, before I begin, I would like to say thank you to Precious. You're doing an amazing job hosting us and just keeping everybody's energy up. I also want to say thank you to Les Brown, John Tellerico, and the entire Power Voice team, because we all came into your program with a story, but now we're leaving with a voice. And as Precious just reminded us, our voices matter, probably now more than ever. I'm here today to talk to you about shining your light beyond your circumstances. You are more than your circumstances. Type it in the chat. I am more than my circumstances. As a child, I was full of smiles and light. In every day, I found delight. Fast forward to my high school graduation. I still remember it. I had the honor of giving the speech that night. I remember looking out at a sea of my peers, feeling such pride. I congratulated them not only for what we had achieved to that point, but all we would achieve in the future. The hearts, lives, and the world that we would change with our unique passions, gifts, and talents. It was a magical night. But even that night, I knew that life would not be easy. I quoted Napoleon Hill, who said, with every adversity comes the seed of an equal or greater benefit. I went on from there to build a beautiful life. I earned 2 degrees. I married a good man. We had 2 amazing sons. We launched successful careers. We had family, faith, friends. We had all the makings of a perfect life until we didn't. You see, I had stuffed my stuff and it would come back to haunt me. When you think about your past, you can't skip it. You have got to process the pain or it may cost you the present. In my case, I had tucked away and thought I could handle that at the age of 15, I was raped. And then 3 weeks later, I was abused by someone I had come to know, love, and trust. That same year, I watched my mom suffer through a divorce she never wanted. And my dad, my highly accomplished but emotionally detached dad, died suddenly with no goodbye. Some say that time heals all wounds. I say it reveals all wounds. So I shouldn't have been surprised after going through all that and not doing the work that my marriage would ultimately fall apart. You see, back then I was not equipped to handle a rough patch. I didn't know then that I deserved forever love. We all do. We all do. But here's the good news. If you're willing to do the work and really dig deep, you can reveal and then heal. And you can succeed beyond your circumstances. Say it out loud. I am more than my circumstance, and I can live beyond my circumstances. I'm happy to report that when I got to the other side, I found a lot of people had been through what I'd been through and had lost big chunks of their life like I did. I lost 10 years after my divorce before I did the work. 10 years. Staring at a past I couldn't change and a life that had long since been rearranged. Have you stuffed your stuff to the point it's impacted you? Don't stuff your stuff. Do the work. Be brave. Work it through. Now that I'm on the other side, and I'm so proud to share that the 3 insights I learned helped drag me out, kicking and screaming, and now with light, I am back in life. It is such a feeling of peace. If you are stuck in a circumstance, give yourself a chance. Type it in the chat. Give myself a chance. Here are the 3 things I'd like to share with you today. Number 1, a moment in time does not you define. A moment in time does not you define. Financial setback, that doesn't define you. Chronic illness, that doesn't define you. Even pain that you might be feeling right now, physically or emotionally. Nope, that doesn't define you either. You define you. Put it in the chat. I define me. Maya Angelou said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Number 2, take back your thought life. Have you ever noticed when you start to build momentum, negative thoughts can come about, trying to discourage you from your perfect future for your life? They say that 8 out of 10 thoughts are negative. How is your thought life? Think about the last 24 hours for a moment. If you have that in mind, were most of your thoughts positive? Were they encouraging? Were they self and life affirming? Or were they discouraging? Did they take you down a dark road? Did they make you question everything you do and say as you go throughout the day? Tony Dungy said, what goes down in the well comes up in the bucket. What is your bucket filled with? Do you know that optimists are actually healthier? That they report having more satisfied, happier lives with more successful careers? Elevate your thoughts and you will elevate your life. And number 3, dream and live bigger and beyond your circumstances. Whatever condition you are facing right now, look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? Who am I beyond this condition and circumstance? I define me, remember? There's so much more to you than those struggles you are facing. Whatever challenge you face, run your race, the one meant for you. Choose today to think new thoughts. Engage yourself with new people, new ideas, new environments, things that will bring you closer to what you do want, not what you don't. This is your moment to think big, dream big, and make your goals grand. There was a wonderful study done at the University of Texas. MS patients were given a wide variety of goals at various intensity levels. Guess what? The grander the goal, the less severe and less frequent their MS symptoms were. And even more remarkably, If the goal was grand and they were emotionally connected to it, they perceived achieving it as less difficult. Think about that implication for your life. Are you holding back? Are you dreaming small? It is time to stand tall. As I close with you today, I want you to think about 3 things. I truly want you to not only believe, but to receive that a moment in time did not you define, that you can take back your thought life. You can dream and do bigger, bolder, better, beyond your circumstances. You can choose that today. And I want to leave you with a really important thought. After all we've been through this year, you're still here. If you see rays of sun hitting your light and you woke up to greet that today, you're still here. Type it in the chat. I'm still here. Every day we wake up and we have breath, we have purpose, we have life. Today for you is a good day, a good day, a good day to choose light, choose you, and choose to renew.
Woo, Tracy! What a powerful, powerful, powerful charge on this morning. Bigger, better, and beyond. I got the message. I'm sure they got the message as well. Hey, y'all, you're more than your circumstances, and you didn't hear it from me first. You heard it from Tracy. Tracy is offering you, Beyond You Circumstances, a PDF. You all, please go to her website so that you can get your free PDF. Thank you so much, Tracy. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. We're all blessed to be here. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you. You all put it in the comments. Bigger, better, and beyond. I want bigger, better, and beyond. Onward. I love it, Tracy. Great job. Give yourself a chance because you deserve it. I'm going to take that message. I have so many notes from all the speakers today. So thank you so much to our amazing speakers. They have been dropping some amazing gems and have been charging us from the inside out. All right, you all, let's keep going. The next speaker, Delisha Murray. Oh, man, she helps millennial women find their voice and rediscover their passion while regaining their self-confidence. Let's give it up for the dynamic Delisha Murray.
Thank you, Precious. Why are you allowing it to hold you back? Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to take a moment and think about it. What's holding you back? Well, for me, it all started at age 9 when I got the news that my mother was diagnosed with a mental illness. Whew. The shame, the anger, and the embarrassment became my best friend. Why me? Why my perfect family? Why my happy home? For 20 plus years, I would ask this very same question, Delisha, why are you allowing it to hold you back? We tend to hold back our dreams, starting that new business, writing that new book, or perhaps applying for that new job, all because we are so fearful. Type yes in the chat if this sounds familiar. Yeah, I see you. And guess what? You are not alone. You know that panic attack, heart racing, can't catch your breath? That it only makes sense for you to stay within your comfort zone. Whew. Breathe. Let that all out. Let that fear all out. However, fear kills hope, fear kills dream, and fear kills movement. I get it. I absolutely get it. Maybe you are doing it the way I did. Always worrying about what persons would say, wanting to be like, or what if I'm not good enough? Whew, I feel you. I know this plight all too well. But what is the benefit? What is the benefit of giving up on you, giving up on your dream, giving up on hope? What is the benefit? I want you to write down these tools that help me along my journey. 1, ask for help, not because you're weak, but it's using wisdom. Surround yourself with persons who can positively feed your mind, who can take you to a place where you can take yourself. You know, for a very long time, I knew I wanted to be a public speaker, but I allowed my circumstances to dictate to me. One day, I built up the courage and signed up for a Toastmasters program. And can I tell you, every single time they would ask me to speak, I would agree until it was time to show up. And I did this for a numerous of times, and I guess they caught on because they stopped asking me. This is when I realized no one was holding me back. I was holding back myself. Say, what? Yes, not on my watch. I decided to volunteer the next day to speak at our meeting. Can I tell you, I did it scared, shaking, and nervous, but I did it. Did it hurt? Yes, it did. But ladies and gentlemen, your dreams would cost you a price, but are you willing to pay that price? 2, follow your heart and not your wounds. Type that in chat. Follow your heart and not your wounds. I remember taking a jitney bus home, wearing my black pants, yellow shirt with the words say beautiful, but only if I felt that way that day. As I sat across from the open door, I heard the sound again, but this time it was louder. Jump, jump, jump. At least you won't be depressed anymore. As I battled with the voice in my head, I heard another sound. Excuse me, excuse me, huh? Can I sit there? Sure, yes you can. You see, that very same day, my guardian angel saved me. She saved me from committing suicide. Whew, yeah. I did not know life happened for us, but not to us. If I had followed my wound that day, I would not be here standing chasing my dreams. No one's gonna write that book, start that new business, or reach another generation like you can. Follow your heart, not your wound. 3, build yourself up, encourage yourself. My mentor, Mr. Les Brown, said, sometimes the only good thing you would hear about yourself is the thing you would say about yourself. No one's gonna build you up like you can. No one is gonna encourage you like you can. Every day as I tried to crawl out my bed, self-doubt hugged me tightly as rejection was my pillow and depression was my blanket. It took a lot from me, y'all. It really did. But however, my inner strength was not having it. It would rise up and fight every single time. One day, that crawl began to turn into a walk, and then that walk began to turn into a run. Build yourself up, encourage yourself, tell yourself that this too can pass, tell yourself that I can make it, tell yourself that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, tell yourself I am courageous, tell yourself you will make it and it is possible. 4, guard your mind, you must be protective about this. If you don't guard your mind, then the world or the environment will. I recall hanging out with the wrong crew. Anyone know about the wrong crew? You know, the set that's always judging you, telling you how things should be done, telling you that, hey, it's always been done this way and you can't make it. And the thing is, they're not trying to take their own advice. Better yet, they're not trying to get out of their comfort zones. My question is, what can you learn from these people? Absolutely nothing. You can. Ladies and gentlemen, the wrong crew, the wrong mindset, the wrong attitude, the wrong environment won't do. It won't do. Lastly, I leave with you, Brene Brown. You can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you can't choose both. Yeah, let that settle in for a moment. Let it settle in. I'm your girl, Delisha. On this journey, I choose courage. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.
Yes, Delisha, so good, so powerful, so just invigorating. Like, thank you so much for sharing with us. I absolutely love the wrong crew won't do. I hope y'all put that in the comment section. The wrong crew won't do. Listen, your girl, like she said, her name is, it's your girl, Delisha. Your girl, Delisha, is offering a free 30-minute confidence coaching call. Go to DelishaMurray.com. She's offering a free 30-minute confidence coaching call. Thank you so much, Delisha. We really appreciate you. Hey, y'all, the wrong crew won't do. I hope you understand that. And she said, follow your heart and not your wounds. Tell yourself you can make it. What a powerful, powerful, powerful presentation. Thank you so much, Delisha. All right. Our next speaker, Mr. Vahid, immigrated to the United States from Iran when he was 14 years old and is dedicated to helping people achieve their life goals and life purpose. He's an American entrepreneur and financial services educator and advisor. You all give it up for Mr. Vahid.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to here. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank the crew that put this together, Mr. John, Les, Precious, and everybody else. Love being here. As I was preparing for this talk, I went back to my notes and I realized that there's a lot of business owners out there, especially with what happened this year in COVID. I realized there's a lot of need for us to know, how do we grow our business? How do we take it to the next level? What do we do? You know, all of these different questions that all small business owners should be having, right? A lot of us are authors, coaches, speakers. We have so many fantastic people that have shared amazing content with you guys. But what do we do? What's my next move tomorrow? How do I implement all of these things? Well, I've had my notebook right here, taking a lot of amazing notes, but here's what I want to talk to you guys about. All you're going to remember from my talk is just one number, and that number is 100. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When I was 20 years old, I opened my own auto repair business. After 9 years, I had a very successful exit. And a lot of people wonder, how is it that someone at my age was able to make that much money in an auto repair business where most mechanics don't make that much money? Well, I was a business owner. Then I transitioned into financial services and been doing that for like 15 years now, right? Now, here's the question. I went back and I researched, why was I successful in helping a lot of different clients and making good money, even though I changed careers? Well, here's what happened. Last year, I realized that in a lot of the businesses, we don't go beyond giving amazing service to our clients because we have a lot of big goals and we want to get to big numbers, but we always forget the small numbers. Well, I'm here to tell you today, one of my secrets, and I've learned this from so many other people in different languages, different words, different trainings, different mentorships, right? The number 100 is extremely important. If I'm a business owner, how do I find 100 individuals that will fall in love with my product and they cannot live without my services? How do I do that? Well, you got to start with one. A lot of times you want to have a lot of clients, a lot of money, fast income. I want to get to success, all of that, but we forget that the best type of advertising is word of mouth. How do I get that? Well, let me tell you the secret. The secret is to go back to your clients, find the first one, and do amazing service for them that you are not able to scale up. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine if the client was paying you $1 million for your services, that was $200. Let's say your services are $5,000. What if the client paid you $1 million? How would you treat that client? What would you do with that person? Would you contact them every day? Would you contact them every week? Would you double check, make sure they got the services they wanted? Whatever is necessary for you to go beyond, right, which you get paid. That's how you build an amazing business, because those individuals are going to have those experiences and they're going to go tell other people. Why? Because we all love a good service. We want to go to businesses that are going to give us amazing service, right? We want that. But do we get that all the time? No. You and I have all been to a restaurant. We've been to different services, dry cleans, so many different businesses that we use on daily basis. But sometimes we go there because we got no other choice. They're close to by our house. We're used to it. We're accustomed to it, right? But they don't give us a good service. It's as if they're taking us for granted, right? But I'm here to tell you, what if you change that? Because you can. With all these amazing speakers that came before me and are going to come after me, you're going to get a lot of amazing content. Well, how do we put it into use? What do we do? Well, guess what? Why don't we take some of these and give it back to our clients, our end user, whoever is using our product, right? And I've been looking at so many startups, so many amazing companies that we look up today, right? And I'm not going to name them over here, but they made amazing innovations. They've changed the way we do things, right? But if you go back and look at their beginning, they tried to help 100 individuals have an amazing experience with their products and services. Well, why don't we go back to that? Because if you do it with 100, we'll get a lot of experience, and everybody in our organization, our offices, our team, our businesses will learn. It will become a culture that your staff, your crew, your independent contractors, whoever is working with you, they're going to get that culture. And then guess what they're going to do? They're going to go back and they're going to do the same thing for the end user. They're going to do that for your clients. They're going to do that for everybody that they come in contact with, right? And as you guys know, John, Precious, and Wayne, everybody over here has been so amazing in helping us. We're getting amazing experience today, this morning on Saturday, right? Well, why don't we take that and give it back to our clients, right? Follow up with them. Find out what is it that they want. Go beyond for the first 100. And guess what? What you did yesterday, it doesn't matter anymore. It's a good experience, whatever it was. Starting today, let's start with one. Can we get one individual to fall in love with my business, with whatever services that I provide, right? Because that 1% is that one person is going to do amazing. And I can go on and give you an example, but I tell you this. I had this individual that I helped in financial services. The commission that I made in doing the planning for her wasn't actually enough for me to spend that much time that I did with her, but I did it because I wanted to. This is almost 15 years ago. From that client till today, I calculated yesterday, I've made over $230,000 just based on all the referrals that she's given me. And mind you this, when I did her planning, I didn't even make about $200. But I spent so much time with her giving amazing service. Looking back, I wish I would have done that with more people. I wish somebody would have told me that is the secret. Have 100 people fall in love with you because their referrals are going to come in and so many other people are going to use your services. So today, let's implement that. Precious, I want to thank you so much for giving me this time. And anybody wants, we have the website, ourmastermind.club. Reach out to me and we'll definitely do a consultation and help you get the first 100 people to fall in love with you.
Yes, thank you so much, Vahid. That was so informative. Some amazing gems and nuggets that you dropped to us, and we really, really appreciate it. I love how you said what you did yesterday doesn't matter. It's time to go beyond. Thank you so much, everybody in the comment section. You're welcome. Say go beyond. It's time to go beyond. Quit getting stuck at where you used to be. Hey, listen. It's hard to grow and move forward if you pitch a tent at your last success, okay? It's time to look at that success and move forward. Go beyond what you've done before, all right? Let's keep going. Good job, Vahid. Really informative. Love it. All right, everybody, let's continue. It's been good. I hope you all have been sharing. I hope you all have been tagging. I hope you all have been inspired. Next, coming to the screen, Linda Ellison, a wife, a mother of 3 with 2 grandsons. Her background is in the medical field, including pharmacy with double degrees, as well as being a nutritionist and life coach. Let's give it up for Linda Ellison, everybody.
Hi, Precious. Thank you. And I want to thank also Les and John. Thank you so much for allowing this here to happen. So as Precious just said, I'm Linda Ellison, and today I want you to be inspired by my story. I actually want you to find your story inside of my story, right? Because we know that our failures will not define us, but they refine us, right? So I need you to type that in the chat. Our failures will not define us, but they will refine us. Because we all know that failures are inevitable. Thomas Edison attempted the light bulb 1,000 times before he was successful, right? So we must incorporate failures into our success stories. We have to know that our past failures cannot prevent us from our future success, right? So we have to keep going. And as you think of what your biggest failure is, no matter how big or how small. And I will tell you my story because we all know that fail is what? F-A-I-L, finding answers and learning. We have to keep going with what we perceive as a failure is merely feedback, right? So as you think of your failures, and I will tell you my story, as when I was that smart little eager little girl, just destined to love to learn, right? And I'm making A's all through kindergarten and into high school and even into college, right? I'm on the dean's list. So life is going to be great, right? Because that's what they have you believe. Yes, if you make good grades, everything, all of it, right? It comes together. So as I'm inspired and to enter into that nursing program, I enter in 1993 UTMB in Galveston. I'm so excited. And what? I had to find answers in learning. Yes, I failed, but I'm Linda. That's not how it's supposed to be. I've made A's, right? And so as I am going in, I just redirect my desire, and I just I started in another program, right? And I go in, and now I'm doing good, and it's great. And then I become a wife. I'm a mother of my firstborn now. I'm pregnant, and I have 1 semester left. And guess what? I had to find more answers in learning. Wow. And so I redirect my desires again. And then what? Now I go on, life is happening, life is good, right? I get my degrees, and then we're in 2-story homes. I'm driving Lexus. It's great, but you still have that burn. How many of you know we still have that burn, that desire to know that it's more, and we have to keep going, right? So now, fast forward, is 2015, and my oldest son now I'm a mother of 3 of my 2 girls, right? He's the oldest. And he's going to college. And guess who's going back with him? Me. Yes. I have decided I'm just going to do it all again and just find out what I have been missing. I had invested too much time. So I'm going back, and little do I know that those credits from over 20 years ago would still be good. I go straight into the nursing program. So what do I believe? Yes, God, this is for me. This is my time, right? And so I'm so excited, and I get into that program, and I'm doing good until that last exam. Did I have revisits from those past failures, from what I perceived in those other nursing programs? Maybe. Because what? I had to find more answers in learning. But this time it's different. It's different this time. Part of me dies in their nursing program. My spirit is broken. It was devastating, because how many of you know when it's really your time and you're believing that it is your time, right? So I had to stand up inside of myself, and I had to re-spark and my fires. And after, I had to redirect my desires, right? To redirect my desires, to re-spark my fire and know that there was more. And then you have others going, well, Linda, it's only nursing. And then they get in, you tried it, but you failed. But we cannot let the opinions of others become our reality. No, we have to keep going and know that we will fail our way to success, right? Because God has a way of dropping us so he could teach us how to fly like those eagles. Because always our dreams and plans are not always God's dreams and plans for us, right? So we have to keep going and know that sometimes a delay is not a denial, but it's just a temporary inconvenience. Because as our great Les Brown says, a setback is actually a setup for a comeback, right? And who knew I would be on stage with the great Les Brown, sharing my passion that I had for nursing. And now I'm sharing with a story that used to be so hard for me to share just to myself. And so we know that we must incorporate failure into our success story, because there has not been a test to measure the heart of a champion. And we cannot quit until we win, right? And we will not let the cemetery rob of us our dreams. We have to keep going and know that our failures will not define us, but they will refine us. And y'all continue to be great, and I will continue to be great, and we will not stop until we win.
Ooh, woo, Linda with the heat. Oh my goodness, Linda, such a powerful dynamic. I love the perspective that you gave us on failure. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. You guys, Linda is offering a free 30-minute coaching session. Please go to her website and get your free 30-minute session. Thank you so much, Linda. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Precious.
You're welcome. Woo, y'all, Linda came with the heat. Failure is feedback. I have never heard anything like that in my life, but I'm going to use that. Everybody put that in the comments. Failure is feedback. Oh, that's a message, but I'm not, that was so good. Incorporate failure into your success stories. Finding answers and learning. I love it. I love it. Failure is feedback. That is rich. That's rich, y'all. That's rich. All right, let's keep it going. Next, our next speaker is Ali Garza, living, breathing proof that anyone can turn tragedy into triumph. There we go. Failure feedback. In his book, he shares his message of the life-changing difference between thinking why me versus why not me. Ali has proven that anyone can achieve anything that you put your mind to, and he spends his time giving back, serving others. Everyone, give it up for Ali.
How you doing, ma'am? Get back up. Have you ever got knocked down and wondered if you were going to get back up or how? Let me tell you a story. When I was a teenager and I got knocked down, it was my freshman year. I've been waiting since I was 7 years old to play high school football for my high school, Diamond Hill Drivers, which are located in Fort Worth, Texas. Just a couple of blocks from where I grew up. It was start of school year. We already been practicing football, which is called 2 days. Once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Then it was time for football season started. Started off great. Started off with a win. It give you a sense of pride. Having you put on your school colors. And having your classmates come and cheer you on. When I played, I never got off the field. On offense, I was quarterback. On defense, I was safety. On special teams, I was the kicker and the punter. In the kickoff return team, I was one of the deep backs. Then week 5, it was our homecoming week. Everybody's getting pumped up. Decorating their halls, decorating our homerooms. Practice went great that week. When the junior varsity and freshmen play, they play on Thursday nights. And our varsity team plays on Fridays. There's nothing like Friday night football here in Texas. When it was time for us to go to the locker room, the junior varsity and the freshmen, we got out of school early. The freshman team went to the locker room to put on our football pants, along with our cleats. We took our shoulder pads and our helmets with us. There was a bus waiting for us to take us to Castleberry High School to put our winning streak on the line. That's who we were playing for homecoming. I remember as we arrived, we went to one of the end zones to finish getting ready to put on our shoulder pads and helmets. Once we got ready, the offense went one way, the defense went the other. Since I played on both sides of the ball, I had to take turns. Once we finished warming up, we went back to the sideline. About 10 or 15 minutes went by. The referee blew the whistle. He called the captain to the center of the field. I was captain on that day. Was one of my best friends then, and still as of today. As walking up there, I said, bro, let's call tails, because tails never fails. He said, nah, bro, let's call heads. I said, okay. As we met the other captains and the referees, to go over the final instructions and do the coin toss. The referee said, Diamond Hill drivers, since you're the visiting team, I want you to call heads or tails. I said, okay. Once he flipped the coin up, we called heads. Once it landed on the ground, it was heads. We won the coin toss. When you win the coin toss, you have the option of kicking the ball or receiving the ball first. We chose to receive the ball first. Went back to the sideline. The kickoff team got on the field. I was one of the deep backs. I can remember this like it was yesterday. The kicker kicking the ball. It normally comes to me or goes the opposite side of the field. But this time it sailed over my head. As a kickoff return team, we're taught to come back and form a wedge, like a wall. So this time the ball sailed over my head. I turn around and you turn around and block. When I blocked, that one block, that one play would change my life forever. We all have defining moments. But all I can remember, like I was floating. But in reality, I was already on the ground. I made a lot of blocks. But I have to admit this one was different. Learning later, I had a fractured neck. That would be the last time I'll be able to put on a football uniform again, leaving me a quadriplegic. For being very active in all kinds of sports, not to move anything at all from my neck down. It was very devastating. It did not only change my life, but it also changed my family's life. Yes, I got knocked down. I could have stayed down and felt sorry for myself. But I heard Mr. Les Brown's voice in my head saying, if you get knocked down, make sure you land on your back. Because if you could look up, you can get back up. I knew I couldn't get back up physically, but mentally I had to. I kept telling myself, there's a world out here. I had to make a decision. If I was going to get back up, or if I was going to stay down and feel sorry for myself. It was not what I wanted, but it was a hand I was dealt. It's part of this journey we call life. I went on and persevered. I had to relearn the basics we take for granted. Brushing our hair, brushing our hair, brushing our teeth, combing our hair. I was a freshman, still in high school. I still had to keep up my studies. I went on and graduated on time with my classmates. I went on to receive my associate's degree. Then I received my bachelor's degree. Then I took on the corporate world, working for a Fortune 500 company. It was coming up to 40 years. Yeah, I said, you know what? It's time for me to tell my story. If I can help somebody out. So I wrote my first book of January 2020. I called it Why Not Me? 8 Keys Turning Tragedy into Triumph. Some principles I learned as being a quadriplegic. My question for you is, when you get knocked down, are you going to stay down? Or are you going to get back up? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.
Woohoo! I'm down, but I'm not destroyed, Mr. Ollie. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your story of resilience and strength and courage. We really, really appreciate it. Guess what, you all? Ozzy is offering 3 signed books for free. Go onto his website. He's offering 3 signed books he's giving away. So go onto his website, you all. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Y'all put in the comment section, I could have stayed down, but I got up. Ozzy, we love it. I could have stayed down. I could have laid there, but mentally I had to get back up because there was so much more out there. And Ozzy's story shows that you can get hit several times, but it's not how hard you get hit, but it's about how much you can take. Ali, I apologize, Ali. I'm sorry. It's not how hard you hit, but it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Thank you so much, Ali. I really appreciate it. All right, next coming to the screen is Pamela Hope. She's been called a serial entrepreneur who has a burning desire to help other people excel. Her purpose and mission is to inspire people to know that they too can make it through any adversity. Through her podcast, Pamela Speaks, who wouldn't serve a God like this? She highlights and shares the crises that God permits in your lives that is used to strengthen our faith and use the victories to glorify God and to help others. Everybody give it up for Pamela Hope.
Thank you so much, Precious. And thank you, Les and John and the entire team for this amazing opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, as you think about your goals and your dreams and what you want your future self to look like, I want you to do me a favor and type in the chat, peace, P-E-A-C-E. Now repeat after me. My peace comes from my broken pieces. The second thing that I want you to type in the chat is hope, H-O-P-E. Now repeat after me. I have only positive expectations. The third thing that I came to let you know is it is possible. You see, most of us have made it on the broken pieces of our identity, our self-image, our families, our marriages, our visions, and the broken pieces of our dreams. I'm here today to let you know that it is possible. You can make it, and you can come to have peace with your broken pieces. Now, I learned about one of my broken pieces at a very tender age in my early teens. And I had many broken pieces, but I didn't realize that the many pieces were even broken. One of the first pieces that I discovered that was broken was my self-image. Who I was, who I had been, who I thought I was, and who I had been told I was. So I want you to lean in, and I want you to wrap your mind around what I'm getting ready to share with you today. And I want you to stay with me because this is going to get juicy. I'm the only child of 16 children. I'm the seventh and youngest child of my mother, and the ninth and youngest child of my father. And if you didn't know, the number 7 is Mr. Les Brown's favorite number. Spiritually, the number 7 represents perfection and completion, but the number 9 signifies manifestation. One of my favorite quotes from my personal coach and mentor, Mr. Les Brown, says, "You have to be willing to allow the person you are today to die so that you can give birth to the person that you are meant to become." Now, I was told out of anger and revenge that the man who I believed to be my father growing up was indeed not my father. Because now the family secret is out. And as a child in my early teens, I felt rejected, deceived, abandoned, alone, anger, hurt, and afraid of what the future looked like because the close-knit family of 7 that I once knew, I felt now had been ripped away from me. And I don't recall any consoling or any conversations about it. So therefore, I had to walk the journey of healing alone. Another quote from Mr. Brown says that too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. And I'm here to share with you today that fear is not of God. Fear and faith cannot coincide in the same space. In my favorite book in 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and a sound mind." Go for what you want in life, despite what others think. Now, I've overcome a lot of fears in my life. The fear of rejection, fear of being accepted, fear of truth, fear of heights, fear of large bodies of water, fear of flying, fear of being vulnerable, fear of failure, and even fear of success. My favorite book also says in James 1, 2, and 3, "Count it all joy when you go through your test of trials. It's only a test of your faith. So don't fail your test." I'm here to encourage you today that the greater the trial, the greater the blessing, baby. So my fears left me with a fear of rejection. Another quote from Mr. Brown says, "The fear is the most subtle and destructive of all human diseases. Fear kills hopes and dreams. I recently read that fear had two other meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. I recall in 2004 when I started my entrepreneurial journey and more of my broken pieces started to resurface. The fear of what friends, family, colleagues would think. That's when I was first introduced to personal development. And I read a book by Jeff Olson called The Slight Edge. The book talked about the fear of rejection. He shared statistics that only 10 people will cry at your funeral. Now, during our lifetime, we're gonna meet at least 50,000 people. Statistics also show that 50% of the people won't even go to your burial if it rains. And now, since the pandemic, I don't care who you are, those stats have drastically changed. What I'm trying to get you to understand is we shouldn't care about what others think about us. We need to quit making people that don't matter matter. So, if the people won't even show up to our burial or even cry to miss the lives that we've lived, why should we listen to them and give them the power to dictate our future? When I read that, that started my journey to freedom. And by the grace of God, fear no longer had a hold on me. And I've gained peace through my broken pieces. It is possible. You too can live the life of your dreams. You have greatness within you. My name is Pamela. Have only positive expectations, hope. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure to share with you today. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Love. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I found peace. My peace came from my broken pieces. Oh, I love it. That's so beautiful. Everybody, Pamela is offering a free guide to moving forward. Please visit her website. She's offering a free guide to moving forward. Pamela, what a dynamic presentation. We appreciated. The comment section is blowing up. They said, you did it, Pamela. Powerful, Pamela. Yes, great job, Pamela. So thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you. I found peace in my broken pieces. Come on, do something with the pieces so you can get peace. I love it. Great job, Pamela. All right, y'all, we are still moving along with these powerful, dynamic speakers using their voice to inspire the masses. All right, next we have the amazing Joe. He is a mindset coach and motivational speaker based in Slackovia. It is his mission to help people discover their true potential and reach the best version of themselves. Give it up for Joe Kohler.
Thank you very much, Precious. Thank you to John. Thank you to Les. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can see me and hear me, please type yes into comment section. I'm here to share a message with you. I'll start with a quote from Steve Jobs, where he says, "For the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today?" Now, I'm embarrassed to say I didn't take life's opportunities seriously for a long time. I didn't know. Until March 1st of this year. It was a beautiful sunny Monday. Until I heard my friend yelling a few times at me, "Wake up, wake up." It felt like waking up in the morning from a deep sleep. I just didn't understand, what is he doing in my house? I wasn't asleep. I was lying on the cold floor right next to the bathroom door. I had no idea in the first seconds what was going on and where I am. Now, thank God it happened with a friend close by who called me an ambulance. He was advised by the emergency helpline to stand me up. That was a bad idea. I slid to the ground for a second time. Now, to my surprise, the state I was in didn't appear as serious to the doctor in the emergency room where I was brought by that ambulance. Me, unable to say a simple word, didn't help the situation either. She placed the stethoscope on the left side of my chest. She looked up and her face went red. I knew that it is more serious than I thought and that they would finally start taking it seriously too. Wrong again. The X-ray right next door was taken by a COVID patient. So sightseeing tour in the hospital hallways looking for another x-ray room began. Strange attitude of the hospital staff not realizing that I'm not able to walk or speak and I'm in severe pain at this stage led me to try to get out of the wheelchair by myself. Dumb idea. Off I went to the ground for a third time. Now this time it was really hard. Passing out 3 times in a space of 3 hours, I don't have to be a doctor to notice that it is serious. It was worst pain I have ever experienced in my life. You wonder by this time what happened? My left lung collapsed, just went off. But I'm waking up third time, this time with doctors and nurses in ICU running around me. One of them getting ready to make a hole into my chest so I can breathe. Now in my mind, I'm saying to myself while fainting again, God, please either take me from here, or if you leave me, show me please why I have to stay. Then I heard several times strongly, wake up, wake up. See, we take our lives and our time in here for granted, thinking we're going to be here forever. I never thought I could be gone at 37, like that. I'm too young, I'm healthy. But when fighting for your life, nothing else matters. Life takes on a whole lot of different perspectives. Having 8 days in ICU just to think about life, I remembered that I almost died without really living my life. Without keeping my promise that I gave myself and Mr. Brown 7 years ago. Facing bankruptcy at the time and pressure in my family, looking at my 16-month-old baby girl, I moved to Ireland where I lived before to get a breath of fresh air. A new start. I was alone, far away, broke and broken, without a job, money or family. Doing door-to-door sales, walking in a soaking wet Irish rain, I was lost. I was about to do something very stupid. Out of despair, I looked up and asked, God, if you exist, please, give me a sign what to do. Soon enough, I found a song from DMX, Lord, Give Me a Sign. I believe many of you know the song deeply. I listened to that song for about a week, day and night. But then, God threw me the best life boy I could have asked for. Legend of motivational industry, Mr. Les Brown. From there on, I was listening to everything I could find and promise him and myself that one day I will meet him in person and thank him for giving me hope through his voice, and I will strive to better the lives of people that I'll meet along the way until I breathe. Ironically, until I breathe. For 9 months in his Power Voice program, I didn't take this opportunity to speak, as I'm speaking to you now. Fear of public speaking is the second biggest fear right after fear of death. I was dying in that hospital floor and didn't fear 1 second of them long hours. So for me, fear, it is an illusion. It took almost dying for me to wake up. Now, I want to ask yourself a question. Put yes in the comment section if you're still with me, if you're still listening to me. Have I allowed life to take my spark away because I have gone through divorce, because I lost someone I loved very much, because I lost my business, because I don't have money? What area of my life have I lost my spark? Are you proud of what you are creating so far? Or are you just surviving? I believe we all came here with a gift that we have been given. Our mission is to find out what that gift is and share it with the world, as I am sharing it with you right now. You don't believe you have a gift? That's okay. I do. I believe you came here with something special, something only you can bring to life. Borrow my belief until you believe it in yourself. I have borrowed that belief from my hero, Les Brown, and my amazing mentor, John Tallarico, when I didn't believe it, I could do it. I dare you to keep sleepwalking through your life one more day. I dare you. I was left in this place to deliver this message to you. There are no coincidences in life. You were chosen to hear this as I was chosen to be here. Today is the best day of your life because you woke up. You can still change your life now. Count how many people you knew and they would change their lives right now if they could. They can't, because they're gone. But you're still here. I believe you're opening a door to your best life now. I'll see you on my page with a special offer. I'm Joe Kohler.
Oh, borrow my belief till you believe it for yourself. Wow. And I didn't start it took Diane to wake up. Joe, so powerful. Oh my goodness, y'all.
Thank you, Precious.
I don't know what else to say, Joe. It was just so good. So good. Yes, you all visit Joe on his page. He's offering a 30-minute free coaching assessment call. Such a powerful story. Absolutely loved it, Joe. So very proud of you. Oh, you all, our speakers have been lighting it up. I hope you have been sharing this, tagging people. It's been so good, you all. I don't know what else to say outside of once you realize what's inside of you, once you realize you've been packaged well, you cannot hold on to the content. Do you hear me? Once you understand what's on the inside of you, you cannot be selfish with the content. Your stories, your journeys, what you've been through, your pains, your setbacks. I hope you see the running theme. Get up. You have what it takes. It's necessary. Stop making love to stuff. Your life is worth it. Whatever it takes, do it. You got too much content in you to keep it to yourself, okay? That's all I got. All right, next. Woo! We have the lovely Allison Hall. She was diagnosed with bipolar in 1999. She took medication for over 20 years, and through her faith in God, she overcame so many symptoms of bipolar and has been medication-free, y'all, for over a year, and she's never been happier. Let's give it up for Allison Hall.
Hello, everyone. Before I begin my story, there's one thing I'd like for you to do for me. Can you please type in the comments, "Thank God that I am in the land of the living"? I asked you to write that because where there is light, there is hope. No matter what state your life is in right now, it can get better because you are alive. My name is Allison Joan Hall, and there are several ways you can spell Allison. This beautiful woman right here, the late Reverend Dr. Joan Gross Horsey, was my mother, and she spelled my name Allison. Allison. That spells all is on, and that is how I've lived my life. I've been married and divorced 3 times. Married a total of 31 years to 3 different men. But do you think that keeps me down? Nope. All is on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to look at your life right now, and I'd like you to say, all is on. Type it in the comments. You want to make it in this life? You have got to just affirm that all is on. You have got to put all of you into it. George Washington Carver says, do what you can where you are with what you have and never be satisfied. All is on. You were born for greatness. You were made by God. You were created by the Creator to create. Herein is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit. Come on now. Don't take that stuff you have inside of you to the cemetery. Become a star grave robber like me. God is no respecter of persons. What he does for one, he'll do for another. Like Precious said, I was diagnosed with bipolar in 1999. I said, okay, give me medicine. I took medicine for 20 years. Les Brown always says, if people knew better, they would do better. Well, now I know better. Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. I had to draw near to God 2 years ago because I found myself isolated from my immediate family, including my third ex-husband. In my prayer closet while I was seeking God by listening to sermons and gospel music, I came across Les Brown speaking at the Georgia Dome in front of 80,000 people, and it inspired me. He said someone else's opinion of me doesn't have to be my reality. I then searched for more of his speeches, and they all inspired me. And my mindset began to change. I stopped feeling sorry for myself and took responsibility for my life. God began to show me that people were treating me the way that they were because of the way I was treating myself. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. I was skipping the yourself part. I was trying to love everybody, and I wasn't even loving myself. Let me ask you to type in ALL in the chat now. All of us have a story. All of us have suffered loss. All of us suffer disappointment. All of us have pain in our body at one time or another. And all of us sin and fall short of the glory of God. That's Romans 3:23. That means that no one can judge you. Matthew 7:1 says, judge not lest ye be judged. No matter what mistakes you have made in your life, hold your head up. They are in the past. Forget those things that are behind and reach forward to the things that are ahead. Like Les says, forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes and move on. And that too many people are not living their dreams because they're living their fears. God showed me how to love myself. Jeremiah 33:3 says, call unto me and I will answer, and I will show you great and mighty things which you know not. He showed me how to get off medication for over a year now. He showed me that I didn't have to think about death anymore. I could think about life. You see, I used to be depressed and for weeks at a time, but not anymore. You know what I do now? Every single day, I get on Facebook Live with my German Shepherd Nikita, and I go jogging and I pray for people and I encourage them to exercise. And I do a post every day on YouTube Live and entertaining and encouraging people and inspiring people. My psychiatrist, Dr. Tubner Rose, used to say, I could be the bipolar 1 spokesperson. Well, how you like me now, Doc? Glory to God. I have done a YouTube Live video every day without missing a day since June 7th of 2019. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. I even wrote a book. It's called Cracks in the Potter's Clay, How I Overcame Bipolar 1 with Faith. And in Spanish, Grietas en la Arcilla del Alfarero, Como Superé Bipolar 1 con Fe. You can get signed copies for $10 from my website, AllisonJoan.com. And on Amazon, you can find the paperback, ebook, and the English audiobook narrated by me. And the Spanish audiobook, also narrated by me, will be available soon. The hardback will also be available on Barnes & Noble soon. You see, without God's guidance, bipolar 1 was a disability for me. But with God's guidance, it's a superpower. Trust God with your life. I did. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yes, trust God with your life. I love it. Somebody said, I won't be stopped. Allison said, I won't be stopped, and I can't be stopped. I don't care what the diagnosis was. It didn't stop me. I love it. Thank you so much, Allison. Such a beautiful, beautiful job, you all. Allison is offering a free audio book. So go to her website and she will get that over to you. Thank you so much, Allison. We really appreciate your story. Such a dynamic voice. We appreciate you. All right, you all. It's been good. Let's see if you've been listening. Y'all still out there? Let's see. All right. Linda said failure isn't edible. Okay. But what did failure stand for? She said FAIL stands for what? What did failure stand for? Who's been listening? Who's out there? Who's been listening? Failure is what? Let's see. Doom, 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 doom. What is failure? What did the word fail stand for? I know you're out there. That's right, Beverly. Don't be stopped. Finding answers and learning. That's right. That's right. I knew you out there. I knew it. Good job. And Vahid gave us a number. He said that matters. What number is it that he said that matters? We need to find this number and make them fall in love with us. What number is that? Let's see if you've been listening. Are you out there? Have you been listening? That's right. Finding the answers. That's right. Yes. Come on, 100. Yes. You all are great. You all are becoming one with the message. I love it. Go find the 100 and make them fall in love with you. Our next speaker, Mr. Joseph Preston, is a speaker, a coach, a software consultant who works with global clients and assisting them in unlocking their potential in a team concept. Please give it up for Mr. Joseph Preston.
Good morning, everybody. The first question I want to ask, are your role or your title? Who are you? I woke up one day and decided, what am I? I'm a role or a title. In life, from the day we're born, we've been given titles. We spend our first years getting gifts that shows us the title. We get outforms, we get uniforms. What things drive us to be who we are? But that title becomes a big thing in us because it drives us to be everything who we are. We spent 12 years in high school, taking courses, taking classes, finding out what kind of title we're going to get one day. We did 4 years of college to get a title, sometimes even more than that. We do continuing education, get licenses because of that title. And what is that title to us? It's compensation. And it drives us to become something we're not. And because of that title, we give up a lot of things. Type in the chat, what is your title? Because that's probably, if I ask you who you are, you're going to say that title. And that's what the focus point of our lives has been, about the title, because we're driven by that title. Because something says title means compensation. The greater the title, the more compensation we get. But it's a flaw in that concept. Because guess what? We have something called roles. And somewhere in our life, we never talk about those roles. And those roles are the things that who we should be. It's the attributes of our lives. It makes us compassionate. It makes us caring. It makes us kind. It makes us giving. And we forget about those roles because guess what? We've been driven by the title. Because all our lives and time has been spent working for the title. We don't know about the roles. And even though we have those roles, and I have roles. I was a husband. I'm a brother. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I'm an uncle. I'm a cousin. Those things are important because guess what? We spend all our time, 40 hours plus a week, at the title, working for compensation. Put in the chat, what are your roles? And how often you think about the roles you're in. And one day we wake up and realize, and I realized, I spent 1,300 nights in a hotel. That's almost 4 years of my life I spent in hotels. And the countless hours I spent in airports, on airplanes. And I mean, I've been on airplanes. I've flown to Australia. I've flown to India, Germany, Canada, England, all in the name of the title. I've incurred debt in the name of the title. I have 2 master's degrees, all in godly money, because in the name of the title said, if I get more education, the title will give me more compensation. But in reality, what did it give me? It had me lose my mind because I lost one thing, the role. And it gave up time where I spent nights, weekends. It's no such thing as vacation. I had workations. I carried my corporate laptop everywhere I went. And that's one thing we got to understand. Type in the chat, value time. As I realized in life, I was spending more time with the title and forgetting that my roles were important. They weren't giving me everything I should be. And that's the important part of it. When you have kids, you need to understand they want time. And that time is valuable. You want to be in the photos of the vacation. Zig Ziglar says, we go to work every day and we label our desks with photos of home, vacations, all kind of stuff. Because we're thinking about home while we're at work. Then we go home and then we think about work, or we sitting there putting time behind a laptop, answering emails. And realize this, In one role, my son, my daughters, 2 of them, will realize when I finally retire one day from my title, I will never have that time back, because guess what they're going to be doing? Doing the same thing I was doing, chasing titles. So now we're in this complex world where I'm going to be retired and I have all this free time and they're going to be chasing titles. And that's the merry-go-round we get on every day in this world. In immortal words, in the movie American President, Michael Douglas said he was too busy doing his job to do his job. And one thing I want to say to everybody, I was too busy chasing titles. I forgot my role. Type in the chat, forgot my role. And we sometimes forget we have roles at home, because that title says we must show up to work. We must show up on weekends. We must work late. We must take work with us, because the job says that title is important to compensation. And each day we wake up, realize, ask yourself, who are you? Are you the title that drives your compensation, that gives you the good life? Will it ever put a smile on your face? Because at some point, a title is temporary. And type in chat, title is temporary. Because that job can go away. You can retire. It can move. You can be terminated. You can be laid off. I've been through all those. And one last thing, the roles I have are permanent. It will be with me till the day I leave this earth. And I must realize my roles are important. So ask yourself, what's important to you? Your title or your roles? Type in the chat. My name is Joseph Preston. I'm a father. I was a husband. I'm a grandfather. I'm a cousin. I'm an uncle. And I'm a brother. Thank you.
Wow. That was powerful, Joseph. Powerful. I was too busy chasing my title that I forgot my role. What a message. Thank you so much for sharing that. The chat is blowing up. They said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Powerful, great message, great nuggets. Thank you. Joseph is offering a free roles and titles assessment on his website, you all, josephpreston.com. Please go and visit. Again, Joseph, thank you so much for a powerful, powerful, powerful presentation. Oh, y'all, so good. I will not be so busy chasing titles that I forget my role. That was beautiful. All right, let's continue on. Terrell DeLuz, our next speaker, is an entrepreneur and co-owner of 2 Wash My Dog grooming salons located in Los Angeles, California. He's the president of Loving Ponds Incorporated, a nonprofit organization that provides grooming services for families with pets. He's an actor, a producer, a speaker, a trainer, and a change agent that utilizes his platform to share his gift of spreading light to humanity. Please give it up for Terrell.
Hey, hey. Thank you, Precious. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you, Mr. John Tallarico and Mr. Les Brown for giving us this platform. My name is Terrell DeLuz. I'm an award-winning playwright, producer, actor, speaker, entrepreneur with 2 businesses in Los Angeles, California. Now, I wouldn't have been able to do all those things without my God-given gift, but I didn't always know what my gift was. And like some of you, you may not know what your gift is right now, but that's okay. You will find it. Some may know what your gift is, but haven't opened it yet. Some have opened it, but haven't shared it yet. Well, let me share with you how I discovered my gift. How many people remember walking into a classroom for the very first time? Were you nervous? Were you excited about meeting your teacher or your new friends for the very first time? Do you know what you were wearing? Well, I do. I remember that moment so vividly. See, I went to Helene Grant Elementary School. My first grade teacher name was Miss Patton. I had an afro back then. Well, actually, it was a little one. And yes, I had hair back then. Watch your mouth. I wore a plaid button-up shirt with a pointed collar, bell-bottom jeans, and Buster Brown shoes. Now, how many people remember Buster? Let me not ask you that because I'm telling my age, right? How about when teachers asked to volunteer to read in front of the class? Did you get nervous? See, me, I was a shy kid. But when I got in front of that classroom, whoo, my shyness went away. I read with passion. I read with energy. I would not like them here nor there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Woo! I had the classmates on the edge of their tiny little seats, and it felt good. They wanted me to read after that all the time. Looking back at it, I realized that God was preparing me for this very moment that I'm at right now. Yes. See, God blessed me with a gift of connecting with others at an early age. And I was sharing that gift without even knowing it. The thing is, we all have gifts inside of us. Some may be buried deep down in that garbage of our past, infested by the maggots that have conditioned us, and the foul stench of rotten behavior that lingers in our souls. But once we dig through that carnage, it's there in a nice big bow, just waiting for us to open it. The catch is you have to share it. See, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, makes no mistakes. See, my name is Terrell DeLuz. Check this out. My gift was hidden in my name all along. DeLuz means the light. And that's what I'm here to do. Spread the light. So, what is your gift? Are you ready to dig deep down into your soul and find your God-given gift? When you're in alignment with your purpose, with your gift, you are unstoppable. Now, some of you may be saying, you're not there yet. Some may feel stuck. Some may feel like the situation that you're in right now is just too difficult to get out of, almost like you're wearing cement-filled shoes, and every step that you make is weighing you down. That's when you have to make the shift. That's when you have to decide to stop feeling sorry for yourself and making excuses. That's when you have to know that you are worthy of living up to your fullest potential. You have to maneuver past the obstacles that are blocking you from reaching your greatness. See, the word maneuver means take skilled action. In French, it's maneuver, which means tactical movement. Now, I don't know if I said it right, but you get my drift. My definition of maneuver is man-new-verse. You must be willing to move to a new verse in your life to become a better man or woman. The change starts with you. Sometimes you have to go through some things in order to make the change. Now, how many people have been through some things in their life? We all have, right? And those things that we've been through sometimes have taken us to a place where we felt scared and nervous. But once we got through it, we were better. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was 18 years old, I took a ride with some friends that changed my life forever. See, I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. And in New Haven, we had different neighborhoods that were rivaling other neighborhoods. And if you lived in that neighborhood, you had to claim that neighborhood and whatever came along with it. Sometimes fights, shootings, and even murder. Now, this one night that I took a ride with my friends, we pulled up into a rival neighborhood. Now, I knew it was a bad idea, but I didn't want to look like a sucker. So I sat in the backseat of that car as the driver got out to retrieve a friend. Now, the car that we was in had tinted windows, so they couldn't see in, but we could see out. And I can recall seeing the silhouettes of bodies circling that car. And this one guy approached. He had a gun in his hand. And the next thing I knew, I heard gunshots. Pow, 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 pow. I can hear the car being riddled with bullets, and the bullets was hitting the glass and the metal. Ping, ting, 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 ting. I closed my eyes. I prayed to myself. And when I opened my eyes, I could remember seeing the bullets grazing past my face in slow motion like a scene from The Matrix. Everything stopped. I jumped to the front to try to pull off. Next thing I know, they started shooting again. Pow, 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 pow. I felt something in my back. It was pain. I fell back in agony. I was hit. I was shot. Once the gunshots died down, the driver jumped in the car, rushed me to the hospital. They operated on my back. The doctor said that the bullet must have went through the trunk, hit something in the trunk, slowing it down before fragmenting inside of me. 2 inches from my spine. I could have been paralyzed. The doctor said I was lucky. I say I was blessed. I was blessed to see another day. Repeat after me. As long as my heart is beating, my life has great meaning. I knew that I had to do something when I got out of that hospital to change my community. So that's what I did. When I got out, I got involved with community organizing. Someone heard me speak, and they invited me to a youth leadership conference. I was maneuvering. I got invited to the President Clinton Summer Service Program. I was maneuvering. At 25 years old, I was a program director for a youth leadership conference program in New Haven, Connecticut, impacting the lives of hundreds of young people. I was maneuvering. I did not let a bad situation create a bad mindset. Instead, I flipped the switch that turned on the light that illuminated within my spirit and shined bright down my path to greatness. See, when times get dark and you are filled with fright, you got to dig deep in your soul and shine your light. Don't let anyone or anything dim it. Maneuver. Let your light shine bright. Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Woo, I think I came up out of my seat. What a pop. Can somebody say unstoppable? So powerful. Make the shift. As long as my heart is beating, my life has meaning. I love it. I'm going to use the maneuvering if it's okay with you.
Okay.
So amazing. You are. Terrell is offering a 30-minute coaching session on how to turn your lights on so that you can see. Please go on his website, y'all, TerrellDeluze.com, so that you can get this opportunity to get your lights turned on. Oh, thank you so much for being with us today. Great, powerful, unstoppable. Look what happens when you decide not to feel sorry for yourself and understand that your life is worth it. Maneuvering. Oh, that's good. Make the shift. Earlier, y'all heard Joshua Chiles say, you are a sign and a wonder. And listen up, my friend Terrell. You are indeed a sign and a wonder. Thank you so much for your powerful story. Good job. All right, let's keep it moving, you all. Woo, I hope you all have been blessed. Our next speaker, Robin Clark, is an author. She's written hundreds of devotions and inspirational quotes, a formal weekly columnist for the Telegram newspaper. She's a devoted mother, a speaker, a teacher, and an entrepreneur, and is going to grace you all today on the screen. Give it up for Robin Clark.
Good morning. I am so happy to be here. I want to talk to you about your dreams and goals. Write this down. Sometimes you have to go backwards before you can move forward. When I was young, I had this recurring dream. And in this dream, I would become paralyzed. Imagine walking in slow motion, then all of a sudden just paralyzed. Throughout my life, I had this dream so often that I became familiar with the feeling. And every time that I was beginning to take my life to the next level, I was always triggered by this feeling. I knew I had to do something about it. Write thrive in the comments. As I moved forward, I took a class. I took a speaking class and thinking into results class. Sorry about that. Took a thinking into results class. And in that class, I learned a lot about myself. It took me deep into myself where I uncovered my tea, my thoughts, my emotions, and my experiences that I thought I put under the rug of life. But to my surprise, they were spilling out. As I walked down the corridors of my life, I began to look to me. And then I saw this little girl with her head down on the desk. As I walked forward, I remembered her. It was me. Let me explain. It was September 1973. So excited going to school, meet my new teacher, to meet my new classmates. And so we go into a classroom and I get that assignment. Into my new classroom, I sit. And I watch the children come into the classroom and I notice, oh, I don't know. Then the teacher came into the classroom. Good morning, everyone. I am Miss Bumpers. Welcome to your third grade class. Third grade. I'm supposed to be going to the fourth grade. I put my head down on that. Those tears was flowing. I kept my head on that desk throughout the whole duration of the class. And after the class was over, I went home and I cried to my parents. After we discussed that, that was never talked about again. I, as a grown woman, was confused because I rectified that situation. I graduated on time. I even had enough credits so that I could graduate early. The thing that happened was I was sitting and I was just thinking after I realized that through my classes. And I had an epiphany. Clank, 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 clank. I mean, the doors came open. And I was like, oh, whoa. I realized not all of me got out of that seat. The surviving Robin got out of that seat. A part of my seat, a part of me was still in that seat. Confused, hurt, disappointed, didn't know what to do. So each time I went forward, my inner child, she wouldn't let me move. She thought she wasn't enough. She thought she wasn't smart enough. She thought she wasn't intelligent enough to go to the next level. So I knew I had some inner child work to do. And I did it. And Maya Angelou taught us, when you know better, you better. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I want to know, throughout that situation, this is what I learned about myself. I have enough determination to do what I have to do. And I had enough staying power to stay there. And I believed enough in myself to make everything right and do the work. So I'm asking you, what is in your past that's stopping you from moving forward? What is in your past that you see the same old cycle going over and over? Different place, different things, different people, but the same outcome. I'm here to tell you, you are worth changing your life. You are your thoughts, your emotions, and your experiences that cause living their dreams because they are living their fears. They are living their fears. But I'm here to tell you, I'm asking you, be brave enough to face your pain. Be courageous enough to face your fears and be strong enough to face yourself. My name is Robin Clark, and I am the twin of Rodney Clark, and it is my pleasure to speak to you today. You can reach me on my website, Robin Clark at Robin Clark Speak. My pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Robin. Robin said, be brave enough. Thank you so much for charging us and challenging us with your amazing story. We so appreciate it. You all, Robin is offering a free 30-minute success session. I hope y'all understand. She said, be brave, honey, because your life is worth changing. Thank you so much, Robin. We really, really appreciate it. You all have been so gracious and so kind to stick with us throughout this entire session. So we have our final speaker of the hour. And I'm so elated to bring her to the screen. We have Vanessa Simmons, a first-generation Ghanaian American speaker who challenges this conventional mindset of modern women and inspires mothers to tap into the ancient wisdom of nurturing. She helps ambitious moms who are overwhelmed with the details of chasing their dreams learn how to map out their internal vision so they can joyfully serve their family, pursue their goals in peace, and confidently walk in alignment. She's a wife of 15 years, a mother of 3 children, ages 13 and 7. Let's give it up for Vanessa Simmons.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, type a 1 in the chat if you've ever had a dream so big it scared you. Yeah, I know what that feels like, and it means you're on the right path. So today I want to speak to you about overcoming fear with tunnel vision. I want you to think about your goals and your dreams right now. You know it's possible to reach them, but you also are afraid it won't happen because of the obstacles in your way. Well, I can see you've made it this far because you're an overcomer. You have something truly special within you. The word of truth helps me to reframe my mind around fear. And it says, you've got to walk by faith and not by sight. You've got to keep your eyes toward the hills and not look to the left or the right. You've got to believe that you'll get there And you've got to trust that it's already done. See, just like you, I'm also an overcomer. And that special something we share is called vision. We believe and then we see. And we walk this path unapologetically. See, I'm here because I refuse to be a victim. But 12 years ago, I was overwhelmed with life. I felt like I was drowning, like I was being swallowed up by the sea. I was determined to breastfeed my new baby, but also desperate to leave my unsupported corporate job. So I attempted to start a business while my baby was sleeping. Hello, somebody. Can you type bad idea in the chat? From pure exhaustion, I was hospitalized 4 times with severe postpartum depression and psychosis. And I was separated forcefully from my husband and firstborn son. Because of the voices I was hearing, I would cry out to my creator yelling, Elohim! And in that mental hospital room, I would long for my son yelling, Zion! Not knowing my mama bear strength, I broke a hospital door and even took down a man who was twice my size because he stood in the way of me getting home to my child. And so I was sedated. But I was sedated to the point that I woke up in a body bag. You heard right, a body bag. I remember slipping in and out of consciousness as they wheeled me out of my room and away from those beeping machines. We went down, down, down. And when we stopped, there was an eerie stillness. And again, I slipped away. From psychosis, I was already hearing voices in my head, but as I came to in that moment, these voices were different. They spoke to one another as I laid in that dark place. I opened my eyes and saw nothing but darkness, and I was so afraid. But then I began to see the bag unzip, and immediately I knew where I was, and I locked eyes with the hospital staff. But because of the medication, I couldn't yell or kick or scream. Close your eyes with me right now and imagine yourself in that bag. Have you ever been counted out or left for dead, but you were still alive? Type I'm still alive in the chat right now. See, I wondered if this was the end or if I would ever see my family again. But for those of you who have ever hit rock bottom, I want to share with you today how I got back up. I stayed focused on my vision, thinking positively. I must see my family again. I will hold my husband again. I can nurse my baby again. Everyone type this in the chat. Focus on your vision. See, the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe said that the cemetery is where we bury the greatest treasures of untapped potential. And George Bernard Shaw once said that the people who make it in this life are the people who get up and they look around for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, they create them. Listen, the circumstances you want are in your vision. I want you to think about a time when you were down and what your life would look like if you stayed focused on rising up and out of that dark place. And as you think about this challenge, I want you to write this down. Type it in the chat. First thing is, don't settle. You know, I used to be a profitable portrait photographer, but I soon learned I wasn't in business to increase my income. No, I wanted to make an impact. What's it all really worth if we grind all our life to fill our bank account, but we neglect to fulfill our purpose? Another thing you want to write down is don't quit. I remember the first time that I got on stage and I was on a roll, but then I got on stage and I literally crashed and burned. And I had to read the most devastating reviews about my performance. Being a speaker was my childhood dream, and I almost gave up. But write this down. Face fear with tunnel vision. See, I was focused on my failures, but as I surrendered and I yielded to the yearning within me to speak, I remembered Mr. Brown's words. He said, "You gotta be hungry." See, in this moment, I laid in a body bag of disbelief, distraction, and self-doubt. But I made a decision to get in position with my vision. At 5 a.m. every morning while my family slept, I was digging a tunnel through my fears with prayer, meditation, studying Mr. Brown's every move, rereading those reviews and rewriting my speech and practicing in front of empty seats in my living room. It was December 2019 when I proclaimed I'm going to work with Les Brown one day. Then April 2020 came and my new speech was a hit and it booked multiple keynotes. Then in December 2020, I joined Power Voice with a clear vision to win a spot at this summit to share my story with you. Listen, the Power Voice Academy made my dream a reality. You've got to stand up inside of yourself and say no. It's not over until I win. My coach Les Brown said, if you fall on your back. But if you can look up, you can get up. My name is Vanessa Simmons, and that V is for vision. Don't you count yourself out. Just keep your eye on the prize. And yes, you too shall rise. Praise and honor to the Most High. Thank you.
Wow. What a dynamic end to this session. Oh my God, Vanessa, powerful dynamic. Oh, get in position with your vision, okay? If you don't hear anything else from Vanessa, get in position, decree, declare, and get in position. Listen, Vanessa is offering do you want to get started? Do you want to start getting clear on your vision of your future? Book a vision assessment at vanessasimmons.com. I'm telling you, after listening to you, you want to get clear. Thank you so much, Vanessa, so much. We really appreciate your dynamic presentation. It has been an absolute joy and a pleasure hosting the 6th Power Voice Summit. Oh my God, our final one. It has been amazing. You all have tuned in, stayed in. You all have really supported the vision, the training, the Power Voice, and all that it encompasses. And we just want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for dedicating all of the weeks you put in to be a success. Now we charge you to go use your voice. We charge you to go make your voice matter. We charge you to use everything on the inside of you and all the resources that you have been given to go lead a life that you love and a life that you deserve. We charge you to take everything that Les has given you, all the inspiration, and go and make use of it. Use it to the best of your ability. Listen, you have greatness inside of you, and you don't have forever to figure it out. You got to use it now. Your voice matters now. Go do something with it because somebody's waiting on you. Have a great afternoon. We love you. We appreciate you. Have a good one.